The Horrible Gamers podcast may contain content not suitable for all ages. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Horrible Gamers podcast, show number 477, be recorded on February the 24th, 2025. I'm one of your hosts, Jesus Gonzalez, also known as Jesus Walks Out. Today I'm joined by my co-host from the West Coast, the best coast, Gunny Chief Henley Merrill is back. Welcome back, Henley, welcome.
Hey, what's going on, Jesus? Just chilling, playing some games on a nice, cold Monday.
Nice, cold Monday. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Also, the Mayo could not make it. He's getting all his windows replaced. You saw that? He sent us a photo.
Look like
he sent a photo.
Tornado hit it.
Yeah, it looked like a fucking tornado hit his neighborhood, and the whole siding of his apartment is torn off. They're replacing the whole siding and the windows and everything. His living room is all taped off and shit. It looks like a fucking tornado went through there or something. Anyways, Mayo cannot make it today, so
He stayed
sorry,
at the gas
Mayo.
station. Mayo, have fun at the Red Rocket gas station.
I think he's sleeping at a gas station, he said, in his Camaro. I guess that's what people do out there. With
dog meat. I know he's got his dog with him. I'm just going to call it dog meat.
Yeah. You hear his dog. I think Mayo's going to have surgery soon, Gunny, because remember how he told us a few weeks ago that his dog pulled him down like a hill?
Yeah.
Yeah, he said his dog tore his rotator cuff. It's all torn up. Like Mayo has to maybe have surgery on his rotator cuff.
Yeah, I guess he was streaming something the other day and he was really complaining about it.
Yeah, he's saying that he can't even sleep at night sometimes. He says that it wakes him up. Poor Mayo. Hashtag rest in peace, Mayo. Anyways, follow us on Twitter or on the X, actually. You can find us on X at _horrible gamers. Leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. And find us on Spotify. You can also review us on Spotify if you're using the mobile app. Just so you know, if you're in the mobile version of Spotify, whether your phone or whatever, you get on there, or your iPad, and you're able to get on there. You using the app, you can rate and review us. You can also leave comments, I think, on the episodes themselves, because I did today log in and find some comments on there. I'm like, interesting. I never knew these were here. But
I'm gonna bring that up because I have Spotify on my phone, and I subscribe to that podcast you speak of.
You can leave comments and everything. So yeah, leave us reviews and comments on Spotify. We want to get our listenership up on Spotify. It is one of the biggest platforms right now on podcasting. So if you know anyone that wants to listen to video game podcasts, send them on over our way. Share the link. Give them to them. Share it to your friends and family. Also, join us. We have a Discord. Join us on Discord. The best place to find us is Discord. You can find us. You can find the community there. You can game with us there. We're pretty approachable. I'm pretty easily findable on there. So if you want to game with me sometime, just head on there. If you want to game with Gunny, head on there. If you want to game with Mayo, head on there. And yeah, Discord is probably the best way to find any of us. Facebook is also another way to find us. It's Horrible Gamers Podcast Community. It is a closed group. You can also, if you find our page, you will find our group. Like the page, because the page gets updated regularly with new shows and whatnot. And the Facebook group is there. Still active. There's still quite a few people that haven't figured out how to use Discord. So they stick to the Facebook because they don't know how to use Discord. And I guess Facebook is just there and it works. So for those people, we still have that going.
If I could just add something real quick, Jesus. So
what?
I did finally make a Horrible Gamers Messenger page. Well, it's not a page, but I guess it's in Messenger.
What the fuck is that? Who uses that, Gunny? No one uses that.
I use it all the time. I
don't use that shit. How come I'm not in there? Because I don't use it.
Because I just made it, and I'm going to add you in there. I'm still working on it. But for those listening, hey, yeah, you're right. I added Mayo first, but so yeah, I'm putting basically you can chat in there, and then I put in pre-show clips, and I've got quite a bit of them. I haven't added to it yet, but yeah, I'm going to start adding a lot more to there. Anything you're going to hear outside of this show.
nobody wants to be in the messenger shit. All right, nobody. Okay,
Old
I
people like
guess.
me, old people
I
like me
guess for
use
the
it.
boomers,
But
for
I
the
also have,
boomers out there, we have the messenger group. I guess. Okay.
but I
I don't
also have
know.
a new.
I'm not part of this. I guess I'm out of the loop on my own fucking podcast, Gunny.
I know I should have put
What
it
are
in
you doing
our
over here?
HGP. We do have an official HGP, but that's just for the host. But yes, even in look, Jesus, you know what I did? I went in, I bought some nitro, and I actually made like a new, basically a new channel within our server here on Discord called Pre-Show Clips. So yeah,
Okay.
I also put them in there.
Yeah, boost our server, you Nitro people. I know there's lots of you Nitros out there. Go boost our server. anyways,
Yeah. Oh yeah, we need a
anyways,
boost. Yeah.
yeah, you boost us, Gunny. Whatever. I don't know. I don't even know what that does. But anyways, head on over to You can find our show anywhere podcasts are played. I just found out recently, Gunny. You know that Stitcher doesn't exist anymore.
I have not heard of them, or yeah, I have not seen or heard of them in quite some time.
Apparently, they shut down in like 2020 something. I don't know. A few years ago, maybe a couple years
I
ago,
feel like
maybe
they
a year
never.
ago.
I feel like they never really updated their stuff anyway. It always felt super basic.
Yeah,
I don't know,
they
like the interface on it.
yeah, I mean they were a sponsor of us at one point. I think right before they shut down almost maybe. I don't know. But yeah, they shut down and I think Google Podcasts shut down too. So Google Podcasts and Stitcher no longer exist.
Is that right?
But in place of that, there's Spotify. Like I said, you can find us on Spotify. You can find us on Apple Podcasts. You can find us on iHeartRadio. You can find us on TuneIn. You can find us on Player FM. Find us on Pandora Music. That's the Pandora app. Yes, Pandora plays podcasts. And the cool thing about Pandora, it's kind of just like goes like it has our entire feed on there. So you just press play from the latest show, and it'll just keep playing our podcast if you so choose to do so. But you can find us on there as well. Yeah, and all that. And apparently, yeah, because Stitcher is owned by Sirius XM, which is the satellite radio for cars. And Sirius has podcasts, but they don't have like regular podcasts. Like their podcasts are different. Like I don't know. Like it has to be a certain type of podcast. They said like they don't just do any podcast. It has to be like a podcast that's like live or some weird shit like that. Whereas we couldn't be on there. But Sirius
Yes.
also owns. They're the ones that own Pandora. So their alternative for being on Sirius is to be on Pandora, which is their other app that they owned. So that's where we're on. And we've been on Pandora for years now. We've been on there probably for the last 7 years now, probably 8 years.
Yeah, so
Maybe
I assume
less,
series
maybe
is probably
longer.
like on a. They're probably using like some network that we don't.
Yeah. You have to be
Yeah.
on like some kind of satellite network, podcast network thing. It's weird. Yeah, it's a weird thing. But yeah. So find us anywhere podcasts are played. You could find us on Podbean. That's our host. You can find us on our website, horriblegamers.com. You can find us anywhere really. Go find us. And I kind of updated our website recently. I kind of changed it up a little bit. I've been working on it. I need your bio, Gunny. That needs to be updated for me. I sent you an email back on that. But yeah, we'll talk about that off air. Anyways, you can also head on over to Redbubble, buy yourself some gear. That's some HGP gear. We don't really get much out of it, honestly. We have it like at the lowest price we can set it because I don't really care to make money off of that stuff. But it'll really help support us, and I guess in terms of you wearing our logo around town. I should go on there and update our logo because we do have a new logo. If you did not notice, ladies and gentlemen, like last week, Gunny, I updated the logo to the Horrible Gamers podcast. That's right. New logo, new podcast, Gunny. That's correct.
Yeah, I like how you did that. And then when I went to look on my phone, I was like, what happened? Like, thanks for telling me, Jesus. Like, I didn't even know the art changed on it.
I just changed it the other week. Yeah, so there was reasons why I changed it. I wanted a fresh look. I mean, it's been 10 years now. I think we need a new look. We're a little bit older now. We're a little bit older now, Gunny. A little more mature. You know, we got to change the look up.
We can't look too wild out there with
maturing
in age.
Yeah, we're maturing. This is This is our mature era of horrible gamers.
Go listen to me and Jesus' other podcast where we talk about classical music.
And NPR. we we have an NPR podcast where we talk about history and classical music and the effects on the human brain. Yeah. Anyways, Gunny. Yeah, I did update the logos. I think I've updated on most of the things. I need to check the Facebook group. I think I updated the banner, maybe not the logo. I gotta double check that. But I've been slowly working on everything, right? Like I've been updating the website. I've been working on that. I've been working on updating our feeds, updating our description of the podcast, updating our logo, trying to get in contact with some of these podcast providers to update our logo because some of them won't just do it automatically. Like you have to email them and contact them and prove that you own the podcast and that it's you who really is the podcast owner. So you got to do some funky ass stuff. It's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of work. So I've been working on that like pretty much the last week and a half. And yeah, we got some exciting things coming up. Some big news coming up in the future here, I believe, shortly. And yeah, exciting projects that I'm working on, Gunny, for the show to increase our listenership and our audience. And I want to thank to anyone who's currently listening to continue listening because we appreciate you all and share with your friends and family. Anyways, let's get to talking about video games, Gunny. I know that I was gone last week. I haven't played much different than from what I played the week before. Of course, just to kick things off and get it out of the way, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. I've been playing quite a bit of that. I finally made it to I made it past the first map or the first like quarter of the game, I guess. I don't know if it's the quarter. It's definitely not the half. Maybe it is the half. I don't know. But I traveled to another map area, like another area way far away from the first starting area. And when I did that, the game kind of gave me the thing, like a warning, right? That said, hey, you're about to, like, this mission that you're about to embark on. Once you start this mission, there's no going back. Like, you must make sure that, like, anything you want to finish up that you've started in this area, that you finish it up now before you continue this mission. Because if you start this mission, there's no going back for a while. Like you're not going to be able to come back and finish these side quests. And I looked at my side quests, and I had a few of them left, and I'm like, I don't really care about any of this. I just want to continue the story. Let's go. I continued the story, and damn, that shit was wild. That whole section with that whole mission, like it was like nonstop, back to back to back missions that were like full of action, Gunny. That were kind of, it reminded me of like a movie. I want to say it was like some kind of, it was like a movie, man. Like just like the action sequences going on and the set pieces, you're like, holy crap, like these guys are crazy. Like this is some crazy stuff going on right here. And yeah, so I'm in the new area of the map where I'm at a tavern. I met this guy called the Devil, and the Devil is going to help me and some dude and Lord Hans Capon or whatever. Well, they're gonna help us rescue Hans because Hans got taken prisoner again. So he disappeared again.
Hans in his big mouth.
He got taken prisoner by some guy who's like the big enemy. So I have to go rescue Hans, right? And so we met this dude called the Devil, and he's like some badass
He sounds
bandit.
trustworthy.
Well, he's like a bandit, like this bandit that this other guy knows. That's like, he's not trustworthy, but he's like really good at what he does. And this guy's like, this guy's a bandit. He is a bandit, right? He'll like rob you and slice your throat and kill you on the side of the road. But if you pay him good enough, he's a really good like mercenary. Like him and his group of people are really good at doing this stuff. Like they're really fucking good at what they do. So we need this guy to help us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, we'll go hire this guy. And we did. So now I'm on a mission now where I have to go find this gang. And so I have to go talk to this chick in town, ask her about if she found any more information about things going on. And then I got to go find his crew members. I think there's like 3 of them that are part of his gang that I have to go find. And like one of them's at a church, one of them is like a bandit, and one of them is like an archer. So I got to go find these guys and like convince them to come back and join the gang again. So yeah, that's where I'm at, man. But one thing, Gunny, I got to say, I will admit, I have modded the game.
Oh, did you use What's it
I
called?
use
Because it's not official yet. I see it. I actually see it in Steam where they're getting it set up, but it's not quite there yet. So I assume you used what's the gosh, now I forgot the actual name of the website. But I mean, there's a
Nexus
couple of
mods.
Nexus, and then it uses like some kind of other thing. So that's cool.
I use Nexus mods. So the mods that I've installed on mine were ones that were frustrating me in the game that I felt like were hindering me in terms of what I wanted to achieve, right? So one of them was my carrying capacity. I got tired of being encumbered every mission, dude. Like some of these missions give you the opportunity to loot castles, and I'm like in there trying to steal everything from this castle. And like my guy's encumbered, he can't carry enough. And I'm like, no, I want to be able to carry everything. I want to carry everything, Gunny. I don't care. I want to carry all the cheese wheels and carry
Yeah.
everything.
Every
And
tin
I
cup
want to,
or silver
yeah,
cup.
I'm gonna steal all the cups. I'm gonna steal all the swords. I'm gonna loot everybody. I'm gonna loot all the armor that I want. I'm gonna loot everything. Everything that I see is gonna get looted. So I got the carrying capacity like max. So I think the max is like 9 million, which is like insane, right? Like it's an insane amount of loot you can carry.
It sounds like
Like
me playing Project Zomboid, when I go in
like
and
you can literally carry like 9 million
police
pounds worth of
headquarters.
shit.
Yeah.
And then your horse can carry another 12 million pounds worth of shit. So it's like you can carry like in total like 21 million pounds of fucking weight. Like that's a lot of weight. How many tons is that, Connie?
29 million what? Pounds?
21 million pounds.
Damn,
How
that's
many
a
tons
lot,
is?
right? Man. Let's see here.
Do the math, Connie.
I'm doing the math here. Yep.
I need to
21
know.
million.
21 million pounds to tons, because that's what I'm carrying in the game. All right. Anyways, besides that, I also modded the game to let me lockpick a little bit easier, because the lockpicking was I could do it, but it was frustrating in the controller kind of. And I heard on mouse and keyboard it was a little bit easier, but I didn't want to switch back and forth between the two. So I was like, I'm gonna make it way easier to lockpick. So I did. I had this mod where it makes it really easy to lockpick anything, like super easy. Like like I can lockpick anything now. Like anything. Yeah, I just break into anything, which is kind of cool. Cause I get some really cool like armor. Like I can get anything now when I'm breaking into houses. I'm like, oh, this is awesome. Another mod that I got. So I installed quite a bit of them. I installed one that enhanced like the colors of the game. So it wasn't like so if you look at the like this mod was actually it's called LUT, which is like luminous something something. It's some kind of mod
Yeah, it's something. I feel like that's something they do a lot for other games, even older ones.
where
When
it
it comes to Nexus mods.
enhances the colors, dude, which is like it looks so much realer now. Like now the colors look actually like real. Like it looks like from before to now. Even if you look at the side by side screenshots in the mod screen, where like it's kind of trying to like explain what it does and it's showing you like side by side comparisons. Once you install the mod itself and you start looking around, you're like, wow, everything does look more real. Like all the colors look more realistic. It doesn't look like washed out.
I mean,
Or
is the
whatever.
grass greener or what? Like,
Yeah,
how does
like
that
it's
work?
dark green, and like the forest, like the trees are dark green, and like the wood is like deep brown, and like
So,
the
like
hay
Red
on
Dead Redemption 2, right? Like, is what you're saying?
kind of it just looks more
That's what it
real, dude.
reminds
Like
me of.
yeah, it just looks more real. It's hard to explain, but the colors are just better. They're more like true colors of what it would look like realistically. Like I don't know, for some reason the developer chose what they chose for their colors, right? Like we don't know why they chose that color scheme that they did, but this mod really enhances the colors in the game and makes them really vibrant and like it looks really good. There's another mod that I installed that enhanced the textures of clothing. And while it's not like a it's not like a thing that you notice if you're not paying attention, like you may have never noticed it, Gunny. But if you like look at this mod and you look at the side by side comparisons of the previous of like without the mod and with the mod on, so like it's like this mod kind of enhances the clothing. When I say that, it makes it to where the clothing looks more detailed, where like you can see like when somebody's wearing like a bag on their shoulder, right? Like a woman, she's wearing like a purse or whatever, like one of those carrying bags. You can see the stitches on the bag, like you can see the stitches of where where the bag has been stitched. you can see like the buttons on the shirt, and you can see the stitching on the buttons or whatever. Like, so you can see like things more. It's more detailed. Um, so I installed that mod as well, which it of course also enhances the way armor looks, the way the chainmail looks, the way your armor looks on your character and other characters, the way your horse hair, like the hair on the horses look and stuff. So it does that as well. Um, so yeah, I installed quite a few mods. Few of them were like visual mods that enhance the visuals of the game, and only a few of them were like game. I guess I would say game breaking or cheating. Like I said, was the carrying one where I can carry as much shit as I want. There was another one where like vendors have maximum cash now. So like now that I can steal everything, right? I don't want to go to a vendor and only be able to sell him, so much stuff because he only has 300 coins. So now if I go to like a big like town and I go to like a vendor, instead of having like five or like 1,000 gold or whatever, they have 5, 10,000, 15,000 gold, to be able to buy from me. So like I'm able to sell a lot of stuff at once to them. You know what I mean?
I
So
know
that's
what you
kind of
mean because
cool. It's kind of more realistic.
I've watched those videos like where it talks about just kind of do everything vanilla, but it's like, all right, you go to the vendor, then you got to either wait like 24 hours, a day and a half. So
Yeah, that's kind of annoying, right?
Yeah, because otherwise, Jesus, I'm
you're
sure
losing money.
You I don't know if you know, you probably do know about this, but there's a fence in the Nomad camp. Have you visited him?
Yeah, I have. I visited. Yeah, so like I said, I visited the horse guy. Like when I was playing vanilla, I sold horses to that. Like the fence guy. There was the fence guy, and there's the horse guy.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Like he'll take stolen goods. He won't.
I would still.
I guess you'll get a good price for it.
I would steal a horse, right, and take it to him, and he'd be like, "Oh man, like this horse, like I know the horse's value because I'm looking at the stats, right? I'm looking at the stats, and I'm like, all right, this horse is valued at like 3,000." And this guy's like, I'm offering you, I don't know, 1,200 for it. And I'm like, nah, give me like 1,500 for it. And he's like, oh, okay. But then like I come back with another horse, and he's like, oh, I have no gold for that horse. Like you need to come back in a few days. So it's like, dude, I just stole this horse, and I had these dudes chasing me like halfway here.
Yeah.
And now you're telling me that this horse, you cannot buy it off of me. So now I got to walk around with this horse for 3 days. And hopefully the horse, because a stolen horse, if you get off of it and you kind of walk away from it, it kind of starts slowly walking back toward like its house.
Yes,
like,
it takes off on you.
It just takes off. It just goes away. Like, so if you go to bed and you wake up the next day, the fucking horse is gone and it's back home or whatever. Like, it just went back home. And you're like, what the hell? So like, it sucked having to do that. So I got tired of that. And I'm like, no, I want like a mod where like these vendors have fucking money so I can fucking sell them whatever, dude. Like if I steal a horse, I want to be able to sell it right away. I don't want to have to hold on to it for 3 days and have Henry half dead because he's tired as hell. You know what I mean? Like can't stay up for 3 days, like what the hell, So yeah.
Oh yeah, you can't wait that long for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't wait that long. You can't stay up that long either, like the game will eventually force you to pass out. Like your guy will you will just pass out. Like you would just fall over and fall asleep wherever the hell you're at.
And be careful where you fall asleep at. If you do it like, I don't know, like probably in the roadway, you're going to get robbed or something worse will happen to you. You wake up with no coin in your pocket.
I have a lot of coin. I have probably like 20,000 gold right now, 15,000 gold. I have quite a bit of gold because I've been stealing so much gold from everyone. Like I said, I'm breaking in all these chests. I'm stealing people's stuff. I'm killing guards. Every person that I kill, pretty much, every bandit or every like person that I fight and kill, I'll loot them for whatever little gold they have, And then sometimes I'll take their like weapons and whatever, and I'll sell that stuff, and I'll sell their clothes and stuff. So I have pretty good armor. I have pretty good weapons. I have like the badass sword now. I have like 2 swords. I have the gun, like a little gun thing. The crossbow, like this cool crossbow. But my character, he's not really good with the 2-handed, like big heavy sword. So I've been trying to fight with that more. Even though he gets tired, like I could swing it maybe like 3 times and then he'll be out of breath. And it's like, oh, I have to wait for my stamina to come back up. And so, yeah. But there's mods for everything. There's mods for like no hunger. There's mods for like no sleep. There's also the other mod that I got was a saving mod where you can quick save anywhere. So like on the controller while I'm playing with the
That'd be a
Dual
good
Shock.
one. That would probably be like the first one I get.
Yeah, I'm playing with the Dual Shock, right? Like a dual not Dual Shock, a Dual Sense, the PS5 controller on PC. And pretty much what you do is you hold down the touchpad and it'll like quick save in that spot. So like it's really handy when like you just looted something. For example, there was this one area, right, where you got to this castle and this king welcomes you in and he's like, "All right, have dinner with us and tell me what happened. Like, why are you here? Why do you guys look so beat up and tired and hungry?" And you're trying to explain to him, like, "Look, man, we're here with the message. Like, this big army is coming. They're gonna attack you. Don't think they're your friends. They're here to attack you. And we came with the warning." And he's like, "Oh shit." He's like, "Thank you for coming and telling me this." He's like, I would have welcomed them in and thinking they're my allies and they would have attacked me. You know, they would have slaughtered us." He's like, "I need to get my army ready." And he's like, "Anything else?" And then you're telling him all this stuff, right? And he's like, "All right." He's like, "Well, you can go to bed if you want." And I, so what does Jesus do? Instead of going to bed, I start walking around the castle stealing shit. And of course, like 5 times in a row, probably 10 times, probably more than that. Probably like at least 10 times, I would break into this chest. I'd steal the gold out of it and like these noble clothes or whatever, like noble head pieces and like noble women's dresses and shit. Because I could sell this stuff, right? I was stealing everything. And a guard would come up, "Hey, what the hell are you doing? Hey, what the fuck are you doing in there?" And it's like, "Oh, man." So it's like, okay, try to talk my way out of it. Like, sometimes I could. Sometimes they would be like, "Who the hell do you think you're talking to? Do you know I'm a guest of your king or whatever? Like you better get back to work before I fucking tell the Lord that you were harassing me." And they'll be like, "Oh, shit, I'm sorry. Like, I don't want to get in trouble. Like, okay, I'll let it slide." But sometimes it wouldn't work. It would be like, "Oh no, you think that you're gonna just get away with this? I'm gonna arrest you anyways." And they would arrest me and it would be like mission failed. And then I'd have to do the whole dinner sequence again.
Oh
Like the
yeah.
whole thing all over again. And it's like, oh God, dude. And I had to do that 10 times.
I lost
Finally,
30 minutes yesterday. 30 minutes
yeah,
at
it
least.
literally
I was like, fuck.
it took me like 40 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour maybe to get this shit done because I kept getting caught because I kept breaking into stuff. So I ended up fucking downloading this mod. I'm like, I gotta download this mod where I can just quick save after the dinner. And sure enough, once I got that mod downloaded, it made it so much easier to quick save. But if you're on PC and you don't want to cheat like I have, and you want to save anytime, the best way to do it, Gunny, is to just save and exit. Like you know when you pause the
Yeah.
game and it says save or save and exit, do a save and exit because that won't consume one of your saver snaps or whatever. It'll just kick you out of the game and you have to relaunch the game or whatever.
Yeah.
But
I would think the
but
other
it-
option
if
would
you do
be,
save, it just uses your savior snaps.
yeah, there's like what is it? I'm thinking of there's I don't know if it would also work. Like it's kind of, I don't know what the word rudimentary would be, but like I do it in Project Zomboid because there's no save mod even. There's tons of mods, but there's none for saving. So I have to actually go into my profile, go to game saves, go in there, make a duplicate, rename it, and then you can just rename it to whatever you want. So now I've got like these multiple saves. It's a bit of work to do, but yeah. I don't know if that's something that can probably be done as well. So, without exiting the game. Because that's the other option, right? Is to save and quit. So because a lot of times I keep finding myself, and it's probably a good thing where I'm like, all right, Henley, don't fucking do what you're gonna do next or whatever. Like travel too far south and get hit by bandits at such a low level. You know what I do, Jesus? I've just been like, fine, I'll just travel back to not Troskowitz, but the freaking blacksmith, and then I actually have a bed there, right? So because once you do a mission for him, it's a free bed that saves. All other beds are
Yeah.
not savable unless you pay money at an inn, like when you're out of town. But yeah, so I find myself doing that, and then I'll just fast travel back to the nearest place where I was. So there's that too, right? So always go to the blacksmith first, people, when you get this game. Once the game opens up, and then you get the free room that saves. Or I guess the other thing is like the other thing I've been doing too, like trying not to steal like too much stuff is like anytime you see a savior schnapps, definitely like steal it. Like, right? Because it's like,
Yeah,
yeah,
for sure.
that one will save the game. Like that's what that potion's for. So even if it's a
Yeah,
weak one, it still works.
definitely. But besides that, yeah, so that's what I've been playing quite a bit of Kingdom Come Deliverance. So I did play some more Call of Duty this week, and now they've done another patch or whatever, another big update where they added some maps. And I don't know if I've been able to play on them, but I've been playing some of that. Still Call of Duty, still the same. I mean, at this point, I'm kind of ready for the next one. You know, I'm at the point where I'm like, I'm kind of ready for the next one. Maybe another month or two of this Call of Duty, and then I'll stop playing it for 3 months. Then I'll wait for the new one or whatever. You know, like that's kind of what I did last year. I kind of stopped playing Modern Warfare around May. So then it was June, July, August. I didn't play any Call of Duty. And then I
Yeah.
think I was playing Battlefield at the time. And then, October came around again and I started playing this one. Um, but
I think I
yeah,
asked you
besides that,
before. I think I asked you before about what is it? Something Delta. It's a free to play Battlefield clone.
yeah, Delta Force. So actually,
Delta
that's the next
Force.
thing I was going to talk about.
Okay.
Delta
Yeah.
Force. Recently, they just came out with their campaign. It's called the Black Hawk Down campaign. So this is the next thing that I've been playing, and it's really fucking good, Gunny. This is a
It
free to
looks
play
good.
thing.
It looks really
Listen,
good.
listen, it's free to play. So the game itself is free to play. It's a Battlefield clone. The game itself, Delta Force is a Battlefield, kind of like a Battlefield clone. You have it's either 25 versus 25 or 60 versus 60 matches. You also have like team deathmatch, I think maybe, and you have operations, which is like a war zone type, like PUBG, like extract. Like you get in there, you loot stuff, then you extract. It's kind of like Tarkov, but with other players. Kind of like that. It's like a battle royale, but whatever. Like you lose all your stuff that you
I mean,
take in or
have like
whatever.
duos, trios, sort of thing.
No, it's solos only.
Okay.
But
So
I think
everyone's
it's
your
maybe
enemy, is what you're saying in that
well,
mode.
yeah. But they have AI as well in the game. So they have like AI people that are like guarding like a safe that you have to break into. But everyone knows that that safe is there, so everyone's kind of headed to that location. But there's AI people on the map too that you have to take out, plus enemies like. And I don't know if there's duos or squads in that, but I know there's solo mode for sure. Anyways, I played before. I played the battlefield mode, which is like conquest. So you have like these huge maps that are pretty cool. They're pretty like cool in design. Like a lot of them are like vertical. Like they're not very like for example, you start off on the beach and then you go up this cliff, like a mountain type. Like you're going up a mountain. So you go up, you attack. You start on the beach. You're attacking. The team is defending, and then you push them back. You kind of run up this mountain. You push them back from the mountain. So you push them into this base on the bottom of the mountain. Once you capture that, if they fall back again, it's kind of like a conquest, but not really like conquest. It's more like operations in Battlefield One or what's that mode called in or breakthrough in Battlefield, where like they're defending two objectives and you push them back, they fall back to the
Yes.
next two.
I think that is
You push them back,
like
they
a
fall back to the
conquest.
next two. So these maps are kind of vertical, man. Like, well, the one that I remember the most is the beach one, which is probably the most popular one or the most like one that people will know, because it was there from the beginning. There's probably new ones out by now, because I haven't played the game in a bit since it kind of came out, in terms of multiplayer. But so like that map was kind of cool because you push them back to this base, it's on the bottom of this mountain, and then once you capture that, then they fall back to the secondary or the third base, which is on top of the mountain, and then you have to go up this like huge elevator with like your tanks and stuff. Have to go up this elevator. Then you fight through like the mountain, like inside the mountain. You're going through like this tunnel. You're fighting them to push them back, and then you get outside and you have another little base you have to capture. So it's really cool. Like it's really well done actually, and they have different classes, and the classes have abilities, kind of like Battlefield 2042, where they have like a class will have like a grenade launcher. This guy will be like the medic, but he'll have like some kind of like healing gun or something that can shoot people and heal them. The sniper will have like some kind of recon shit where like they can tag people and scan shit and like a drone or whatever that can fly around. So they have all these like different gadgets and stuff that you can use, kind of like in Battlefield. But the game that I was playing the most this week was, of course, Black Hawk Down, which is their single player campaign. So this came out on Thursday, and it's actually fucking cool, Gunny. So it's Black Hawk Down, like the movie Black Hawk Down.
That was a good
like,
movie.
like exactly like the movie, dude. So I guess back in the day, these guys made a game called Delta Force Black Hawk Down in like 2005 or something, 2004 or
I think I remember that.
2003.
Yeah.
Whenever the movie came out, they made a game called Delta Force Black Hawk Down. And it was a game kind of based on the movie. Well, I guess they remade that game with modern graphics on Unreal Engine 5. And they've remade it, and it's called Black Hawk Down or whatever. So, yeah,
Free to play.
it's just like the movie. It's a free-to-play game. It's only, I want to say, 6 missions long, the campaign, but I mean, it's free. Like, well, what do you expect? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's a free game.
I thought that was
Anyways.
cool that they did that, right? That they added, like, hey, we had enough money to make this free. This shit here. So
you can play the game by yourself or co-op. So you launch in, like, no matter what, it'll say launch in co-op mode. So you have to launch it in co-op mode. There's up to 4 players in the team because there's a squad, right? Like a squad, like 4 people. You can right away, if you get in there by yourself, you can just launch it and say, I want to play by myself. But the game does warn you, and it says, are you 100% sure you want to play this solo? Because it's going to be very, 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 very difficult to play this by yourself. Like, are you 100% sure you want to do this by yourself? And it's like, yes or no. And that, like, the first time I did it, I ran it with, like, these other 2 dudes. And it starts off like the movie, man, where it shows, like, oh, like, this warlord guy took over Mogadishu, and, like, he's, like, fucking taking all the people's food, and, like, we gotta go and arrest this guy or whatever. And the U.S. is deploying, like, Delta Force and Rangers to go in there to arrest this guy or whatever, right? And it shows just like it shows like cutscenes from like the movie, but then it switches to like gameplay cutscenes, and it's like almost exactly the same like the movie. Like, it's crazy as fuck. Like, a lot of the cutscenes in the game are direct cutscenes from the movie, like scenes from the movie, dude. Like, you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like they really like did shot for shot, like the exact thing that happened in the movie is happening in the game. And so, like, the first mission is called Irene, and, like, of course, just like in the movie, we're like, they're like, all right, boys, Irene, we're ready to go, let's go, let's go. So, like, of course, that's how it starts off. It's like, all right, boys, we got the green, command says we got Irene, let's go, code Irene, let's go. And it shows everybody running to the little birds and the Black Hawks and getting on and, like, taking off, and it shows you flying to the sky with, like, 50 other helicopters, going to the location, right? And you hear all the chatter, on the headset, like, all right, like, Black Hawk 6-4, we're coming in, It's like, all right, blah, blah, blah. Everyone's talking about the positions, and it says, like, all right, like, your job is to get in there and secure a perimeter around this fucking house or this building that's marked with the white car parked in front. And we're going to get in there and arrest this motherfucker, all right? Like, this mission is going to be pretty easy, pretty simple. That's how it starts off, right? And you get in there, and they drop you off, like, on this rooftop. The little bird drops you off on the rooftop, and you're going through a building, and you're fucking fighting all these, like, bad guys or whatever that are coming out the woodwork, Gunny. Like, out the woodwork, bro. Like, you think this game is going to be like a Call of Duty, like, pretty, like, easy type game? Like, it's kind of like whatever. No, dude. Like, it seems like that at first. But then you start realizing, holy fucking shit, like, you are outnumbered, like, 10-1, 15-1, like, everywhere, dude. Like, there's enemies everywhere, Gunny. There's snipers on the rooftops. There's people in the hallways. The enemy likes to flank you and get behind you a lot. So you gotta have people watching your back. It is fucking hard. You only get 6 bandages if you're like a support or assault or whatever. Like, you only get 6 bandages, and your medic has to give you more. The medic carries up to 12 bandages. The support guy is the guy that carries the ammo for everyone else. So, like, if you run out of ammo, you run up to your support guy. You're like, hey, I need ammo, man. And he'll, like, he has to face you and press the G button on his keyboard. I don't know what it is on the controller, but on the keyboard it's like the G button or whatever. And then he hands you, like, a magazine or whatever, 1 or 2 or whatever he has left over. And then, but, like, you will run out of ammo. Like, first time I played this, Gunny, I was in there with some 2 dudes, and I legit ran out of ammo like halfway through the mission. like I want to say it was halfway through the mission, Gunny, and I was out of bullets, dude. Like I had no bullets in my pistol, I had no bullets in my rifle. I was just walking around with these guys. Like I couldn't do nothing, and the problem was none of them knew how to like. None of them were like the support class,
Oh
so
no, yeah.
none of them could give me ammo. And you cannot pick up guns off of dead bodies. You can't pick up like there's no ammo on the ground. There's no ammo crates. You are stuck without ammo, Gunny. Like you are stuck without ammo.
I
That
assume probably until you probably die and reanimate
yeah.
or something, or like revive.
The problem is when you die, like say you get shot, like you don't die, you get downed. Once you're down, there's like you're like a bleed out, you're like on a bleed out timer thing or whatever. And of course the enemy can come up and like finish you off, right? Like they can like run up to you and shoot you or throw a grenade at you and kill you. But if not, your teammates have time to like run up to you and revive you. You still don't have more ammo. You still had zero ammo because you had no ammo when you went down. If you die completely, say like you get shot and you were far away from your squad and none of them can, or they're pinned down and they cannot get to you in time, you're just dead for that mission. You literally have to watch them play the rest of the mission. So if you die right off the bat, like 10 seconds into the mission, you're stuck watching these guys play till they're done. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, hardcore.
It's one of those games. Yeah, man. So like it is hard, Gunny. Like so the first mission starts off with Irene, and it's just like the movie. Like the first mission is Irene, second mission is like, all right, you have to escort the convoy and you have to like make sure you take out all these RPGs in the buildings because the convoy needs to make it all the way through. So you're trying to shoot all these fucking RPGs like off the rooftops and stuff. Then the next mission after that is like, okay, now you have to be part of the convoy. Like you're like in the convoy, like you're like on top of one of the big machine guns on the Humvees, and you have to make sure the convoy makes it all the way through to the crash site. Remember how like in the movie they're looking for the helicopter and they can't find it? You know, like they're like, where the fuck do we go? And they're getting shot up left and right. And the guy's like, I need to know where the fuck to go. That's exactly what happens in the game. It's just like the movie, man. So every scene from the movie, you get like you remember the iconic scenes that's in the game. So like there's the mission, yeah, where you're in the convoy and you're lost, and they're like, turn left, no, go right, go right, go right, and you're like fucking getting like you're running into barricades and you can like there's civilians on the road, you can't shoot them. If you shoot the civilian, it's mission over. So you have to make sure you're only shooting at the fucking bad guys or whatever. So there's all that, Gunny. Like that game is actually pretty fucking cool, dude.
Cool, I just downloaded that. I'm gonna check that out.
Oh, I'll definitely play with you, dude. Because I'm telling you, it's not easy, Gunny. Like you cannot go in there thinking this is Call of Duty type shit. Like I'm gonna go in there and run and gun and like be like a badass motherfucker, just bunny hopping and sliding and diving everywhere and killing people. No, like that's not how it works, dude. You have to be like kind of tactical. It's kind of like Ready or Not or like whatever, like one of those games, you know?
Yeah, I saw some of the like in the regular game outside of Black Hawk Down, like with the tanks. Oh, that looks pretty cool. Like I liked how some of the Twitch streamers were playing the game. Like they were
The multiplayer the multiplayer is fun, but like I said, the main thing that I was playing is the Black Hawk Down campaign.
I'm gonna play that first. Yeah, I'll play.
But I need people, man. I'll replay it with you. Even like that's how good it is. Like I'm willing to replay it. But you know the crazy part? There's like an achievement you can get for this game if you beat the campaign solo by yourself, like all the missions by yourself. I'm like, how in the fuck do you do that? Like you'd have to
go
have
to YouTube, man. It's probably some one person out there who did it.
You'd have to have like you because the AI
way.
The AI does spawn like in the same areas. Like, okay, when you start the mission, you will know there's going to be a guy in this hallway. There's going to be 3 guys in this hallway. There's going to be a sniper that spawns over here, an RPG guy that spawns over there. Like, you can know where people are spawning, but it's still hard, man. Like, it really is still difficult. Like, that convoy mission where you have to be part of the convoy and you have to drive, like, in the Humvees through to, like, get to the other fucking side of the map or whatever. Me and the guys we were playing with, we retried that mission, like, I want to say 9 times before we beat it. We would like die at the last minute or like we would like miss a guy with an RPG and he would blow me up and he'd blow up the guy in front of me. So now he's dead. So now I was down to 3 Humvees. Then he'd blow me up. Now I was down to 2 Humvees. Then he'd blow the other guy up. Like, I think that mission, we ended up making it through with like 1 Humvee left.
So
Like that's it. We had,
kind of like a Call of Duty campaign, right? Scenario.
yeah, we had like,
right.
as long as
You only let so many
one,
things damage.
yeah, as long as one person makes it to the end of the mission, usually, as long as you have one survivor that makes it all the way through the mission will finish like good. Like you'll beat the mission. There is one mission though where you cannot finish. Like the objective at the end is to just die. Like you cannot, like you're not supposed to live. You know what I mean? Like like it's a part of the movie.
Yeah.
Do you remember that part in the movie where like the helicopter crash, like one of the Blackhawks crashes, and the other helicopter's flying like next to it, and they have like 2 of the snipers, and the guy's like, "Hey, I have 2 snipers here that want to go down there and secure the perimeter. You know, like they want to go down and help. Do you give them permission?" You know, and the guy's like, "I guess go ahead and drop them off." You know, like so then so with that mission. 2 of you guys are on one helicopter, 2 of you guys are in the other helicopter. So I was in the helicopter that didn't get shot down. So I'm watching the other guys, they're watching us. I'm like, what mission is this? And next thing you know, they get shot with an RPG and they're like, holy shit, you know, we're going down. And they're fucking like spinning in circles and about to crash, and they fucking crash. And they're like, holy fuck, like they just went down. And they're like, holy shit, another one went down. And they're like, hey, we got like 2 Delta snipers over here that want to like volunteer to like go down there and secure the perimeter. And then so yeah, they drop you and whoever's off with you on the helicopter, and then you guys have to run over there really, really quick and secure the perimeter and like revive your teammates because they're like bleeding out, you know what I mean? So you revive them, and then you guys have to like do like a last stand situation where you have to like fucking sit there and fucking defend the objective until time runs out. And then we did, Gunny. We defended the objective until time ran out, and then time started going up. It's like, what? Time ran out to 0, and now it started counting up from 0. It went to 0, and it went 1, 2, 3. We're like, what the fuck? Why is the time still counting? Why is it counting up? And then we realized when we all ran out of bullets and we all died. Like the enemy, they just kept coming, dude. Like
just overwhelmed you.
Yeah. Like thousands. I want to say probably 1,000 of them. Probably easily. Like it was a lot of them, dude. Like they just kept coming and we could not stay alive. It was like, holy shit. But like, yeah, it's just like the movie, man. Like think of all the iconic scenes from the movie, and that's what this game is. But it really does a good job of making it feel like the movie, and it makes it feel very hostile. Like when you're in those buildings and those alleyways and that map and you're walking around, it feels like everything is a threat, dude. Like every corner, like you're like, holy fuck, am I gonna get shot from this corner? You know, like there's fucking enemies everywhere, dude. It's hardcore.
Yeah, I always remember that there's like that one scene where when they first initially go with the Humvees and you know they get lost, and there's that actor, I don't know his name, but he's been in a lot of movies where he just got his head popped up on the turret, and I don't even want to say like he was even using the turret. He's just trying to like guide the Humvees, right? And fucking whatever they're terrorists or whatever, they're just like taking shots at him, like just pop, 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 like he's like ow, ow, like he's getting shot, dude, like in the arm, in the fucking chest, and he's like, yeah, fuck, that kind of hurt. Like he just like, but he didn't flinch. Like as far as like, I don't need to go back inside. I need to get my fucking troops to the right place. You know, like
Yeah.
He was like, yeah, that was like, oh my god, like yeah.
Yeah, it's a good campaign. Like, it's really well done, and
insane.
it looks really good, man. Like I said, it's done in Unreal Engine 5, so it looks pretty modern. The graphics are pretty decent. One thing that I did notice is that the enemies kind of like every time you restart the mission, they're not wearing the same clothes. Like I think the enemies are maybe procedurally generated. They all look like a bunch of hobos running around with like t-shirts and shorts on and whatever. But they're
like it took place like in Haiti or something like that. I forgot the name of the country.
No, it was in Africa. I think it was in Africa, dude. Like Mogadishu, where the fuck Mogadishu is, wherever that city is. Where's that city at?
Mogadishu? Yeah, I don't know. I
Yeah,
always thought it was Haiti.
gotta fact check you, Gunny.
Yeah, I always thought it was the
That's
country
in
of Haiti.
it's in Somalia.
Somalia. I always say, I'm sorry, I was using, yeah.
Yeah.
I think
So yeah.
Haiti's like an island or something. I don't know.
But yeah, man, it's a cool game, cool campaign, and I said it's really hard. You have to kind of get in there with randoms. It's been hard for me to play I'm on the last mission. I am literally on the last mission where you have to get out with the. I think you have to like get to a helicopter. No, I think we did that one where we secure the helicopter. There's one where we have to leave with the convoy and get out of the city. I think that's the mission I'm on, which is the last one. And like the problem with playing with randoms is they join your lobby, they leave. They join your lobby, they leave. Like they don't stay in the lobby sometimes when they join. You know what I mean? Like
Okay,
I
let
had
me
a
ask you this. Like, is it, I would assume also like communication, voice communication's another
yes,
good thing.
yes, voice communication is key, bro. Like so the game has push to talk. So usually when people join my lobby, I try to talk to them real quick. I'm like, hey, you guys have a mic? And sometimes they'll say yes, sometimes they say no. Sometimes they won't reply, sometimes they'll leave. But I've added like random people in the game. Like I've like one dude I met him on there, and like I just added him as a friend through like Delta Force or whatever because it has like a friends list on there. I added him as a friend, and like me and him ran like 3 missions together like in one night because like he was able to find another lobby with 2 more people with mics. So it was 4 people in that lobby with mics, and we ran like a lot of the missions together. You know what I mean? So it actually worked out pretty good. Um, but yeah, it's difficult to find like people with mics and people that want to play with you, like because the game is not easy. So like you have to have good players. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, but
I'll let
yeah,
you carry me. I'll let you carry me in this one. All right. I'll try to be a little good, Jesus, before I jump into your lobby.
it's just hard, dude. It's a
I'm going
hard
to use a
game.
mouse and keyboard. That's what I'll do.
You will die a lot. I'm telling you right now, you're gonna die so many fucking. You're gonna get frustrated sometimes because you're gonna die by like people ambushing you, people coming up behind you. You know, like the enemies if like they come around behind you and they'll melee you, they'll stab you, they'll fucking shoot you. Snipers will take you out so quick. Like a sniper, dude, you'll just hear like the crack of the bullet from the sniper, like a really loud bang, and then you hear the bullet kind of whiz by you, and you're like, "What the fuck was that? A sniper!" And
That
you
was an
like have to
angry bee.
you try to get to cover, dude. Then you hear another crack of the rifle, and you're like, "Where the hell is he shooting from?" You know, you have like one guy trying to stick his head up, like, "Where the hell is this guy at?" Because sometimes you can see the glint of the sniper, you know, like the glint of the scope or whatever. So you're trying to look for that, and you're like, "Where the hell is this fucker at?" You know, it's hardcore, dude. The RPGs feel pretty hard, like when they shoot RPGs at you, like the explosion is big, like you're like holy fucking shit, like that was pretty close, like I almost died there, like damn, it's pretty intense, dude. It's pretty intense. Um, but yeah, been playing a lot of Black Hawk Down. The cool thing is that it's free. It's free, man. Go fucking try it out. It's a free campaign. Like why not?
So this
You
is
know?
probably not on consoles yet at
I
all.
think it is.
No? Is it? Okay.
Wait, it's
I don't know if it's still like an early access thing. Let's
no.
see. I'm still on this page here. It doesn't say, yeah, that it's early access.
No, it's not available on the consoles yet.
Okay. But yeah, it looks like a full release so
Yeah.
far. I think otherwise it would have to say it, right? That this is like a pre release or whatever. Not at 1.0 or something.
No, this is like the full like this is the campaign like they're gonna release. Like I said, man, it's a lot of fun and it looks really good. So check it out,
Yeah.
man. If you're looking for something to play, something hard, play this. Another game that I've been playing this week, of course, is more Norland. So they added a new update to this game. They added walls and like bodyguards now. So there's bodyguards that you can walk around with, like so you can assign bodyguards to the lords that'll walk around with them at night. So of course the king, I gave him like 4 or 5 bodyguards, and like the heir to the throne, I gave him like 3 bodyguards, and like the queen or like the wife of the king or whatever, I gave her like 1 bodyguard. You know what I mean? So I gave all these different people bodyguards to like protect them at night from the thieves and the crooks, and the cutthroats or whatever. But yeah, that game is hard, man. Like Norland, it's becoming harder and harder. Like I gotta figure out the meta because like it's hard, man. Like I can't get my population to grow, and like I have all these empty jobs, and like people are leaving, and like I got these other fucking like other lords attacking me and sending armies to attack me. But like when I have my army, I think my army is good, right? I have like 20 soldiers or 15 or 18 or 25. They'll send an army to attack with like fucking 60 soldiers, and I'm like, how the hell do they have 60 soldiers on their army? Like, that's insane. That's a huge amount of people, like, to be in the army. Like, but it's like they'll have like 60 soldiers, 20 of them are archers, and like a bunch of them are wearing like heavy armor, and they have shields and spears and big swords. And I'm like, what the fuck, dude? One of my lords left my kingdom. You know what I mean? Like, he got mad that he wasn't like married to someone, and he got lonely or some shit. And then he got mad at my king for not giving him a reward. So he stole all my rings and left my kingdom.
Traitor.
And yeah, he left my kingdom to an enemy kingdom and joined their kingdom. And I'm like, you
I've been giving him
traitor.
inside secrets as well.
Yeah, no, and he had a lot of knowledge. He had like a lot of knowledge, like because like knowledge is based on like people like your lords reading books, and that's how like your kingdom learns like how to make potions, how to make health potions, how to make shields, how to make swords, how to make towers, how to like whatever like recruit easier, all that stuff. It's learned on knowledge that your lords know. Well, when this fucker left, he took like a lot of knowledge with them, dude. That we had. Like he was like a really wise person. Like, and it's like this motherfucker took all my rings, because rings is like it's not a currency because you have gold. That's where you buy stuff with. But the rings are like what the lords have. Like if your lord has a lot of rings, it means like he's pretty good. Like he has a lot of rings. So like rings are used for like different like diplomacy or like marrying people or like conducting certain things that you have to do in the game. You have to use rings as a currency instead of gold or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So rings are kind of like what the lords use as currency. When they gamble with each other, like they play dice with each other, they use rings or whatever to bet or whatever. So my lord had a lot of rings, man. My king had a lot of rings, and then this bastard took all my rings and left. He took like 30 of my rings and left. And I was like, what the hell? My guy had like no rings. I'm like, what in the world is going on? Then we had to like quickly try to train up everyone to like learn the knowledge that the dude took, because we still had the books. Problem is that you have to make sure someone reads the book within the time limit. If not, that book kind of gets destroyed and the knowledge is lost. So you have to like assign people really quick to start learning and reading these books to keep that knowledge in your kingdom. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Interesting.
So yeah, that game is hard. I've been playing quite a bit of it, but I'm still having a hard time. Another game that I played, of course, real quick, last one, was News Tower. So there's that. I remember I talked about this last time I played, on how they were going to add the pneumatic little tubes, that go around your building, You can like put like a whatever, so then to the next floor or whatever. So they added those, and they added like a little elevator for like cargo. Like if you're a guy, like you're shipping people, like your receiving guy, has to put a box of paper and send it up. He can put it in the little elevator, send it up to the other floor where it needs to be, and then he doesn't have to carry it all the way up there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's
that's
that.
That's an actual thing, Jesus. I just wanted to point out that when I was younger, I think we were living in New Jersey at the time, but it was just one of those like, drive up bank tellers, because I don't think they had ATMs back in the day. So man, think I was out before those were invented, maybe. But yeah, I remember like my dad would pull up, and then like if there was like 2 aisles or 2 stalls, like if you were in the one the furthest away, like the bank teller, you can see the bank teller physically, and then they would like shoot the tube.
Yeah, they shoot the tube.
Yeah. And then my dad would like unscrew the thing, pull out the money. Yeah, it was a trip. Yeah. It was kind of like fascinating for me as a kid. I'm like, whoa, that's some cool tech, bro.
That is kind of cool tech. I kind of miss those at banks, to be honest. I kind of wish banks still had them, because they were really cool tech. Like, you're right. Like I can't believe more people still don't use them.
You remember also, so before Costco, there was a thing called, what was it called? There was like 2 stores. And actually where I work at is like an old Price Club building. I think it was called Price Club,
Okay.
right? Which is like before Costco just took everything over. But I remember even at like maybe something like a Costco where they would use those same tubes at the cash registers to
They
send up
would?
the money.
Oh, to
Yeah,
like the people, like the accountant or whatever.
correct. Yeah. So then it was like, so that way, like your register, because back in the day, like not too many
Yeah.
people were using credit cards, right? There was all
That way,
cash.
your register didn't have like $10,000 in it in case you got robbed or something.
Exactly
Yeah.
for that reason. Yeah.
Yeah.
And those were kind of cool. Like you'd be walking up and like ready to put your stuff, and then when you hear that thunk, yeah,
Yeah.
like sucked up in there. It's pretty neat.
I've also read stories on Reddit about people that used to put like weird shit in them. like fucking crazy stuff in the tube and like send it through.
I can imagine. Yeah, like
or, or like
just putting
people that would
crayons in there. I don't
or,
know.
or like people that would get mad at like the bank teller and like stick like bees in the tube or something and like
Oh
send it
shit, dude,
through.
that's
Fucking,
crazy.
or they would just take the tube and drive off with the tube.
Yes, you could do that, right? You could leave with the tube.
Just
Got
leave
a
with
free
the
tube.
tube. That's what's
Yeah, because you're
up.
supposed to put the cap back on and put it back in, and then send it on its way. But I guess there's some assholes out there.
Definitely. All right, Gunny, what have you been playing real quick, I guess?
I derailed your news tower thing, but it just every time, like you talked about it last time, and I was thinking like I always think of the bank, but yeah,
I
like
would assume buildings like that probably did use them, like business offices and stuff, like think about like stock trading or whatever back in the day. Like, I'm sure they used those, you know what I mean? Like, to send information to different floors, like, hey, we need you to buy this stock or sell this stock, or, you know what I mean? Like, I'm sure a lot of those business offices used those pneumatic tubes.
yeah. And then I guess like on top of that, right? Like just to kind of add to it, like you'd see in older movies and TV shows where you had the mail room, right? Which probably doesn't exist too much nowadays because everything's email, but yeah. And then they had like
Yep,
their own little tube sections or whatever they can.
I'm
Yeah.
sure they did. Yeah.
Man, I'm old.
Yeah.
Jesus, damn it. Thinking about that stuff.
You're old as hell, Gunny.
I wasn't born in the 50s. I ain't that old.
You're
But
born in the 50s?
no, I'm saying like that's
Jeez.
too much. Yeah. No.
That's a long
But
time, bro. That's a
I'm thinking
long time, Gunny.
old movies or new movies with set in that time period. But
I always think about how crazy it is. Like some people that were born in like the 50s. I'm like, you're so old. Like you lived through so much history. Like how the fuck? Like that's insane, dude. You know what I mean? Like
I got a good one for you, Jesus. I got a good one. So every time I go through Fairfield, California, right on my way to Sacramento, which I don't know, maybe once a month or whatever, gonna go do something out there. But so that's where I was born. I was born in Fairfield. So then even with my wife, Jesus, like who's younger than me, and I'll have my youngster kid with me. And every time I tell him like, yeah, I was born in the small clinic, like over here. Like, I mean, I haven't driven him over there, but like there's a small clinic and there is, I'll never forget it. My mom said the guy that like the doctor or whatever that birthed her was wearing Calvary boots. So I'm thinking like, fuck me. Like this guy, and she said he was already old. So then I'm thinking like he had to be born in like 1900 or something. Like what am I thinking of? Like, I don't know, like not freaking revolutionary. I don't know, whatever war he might have been in the 20s,
World War One.
Yeah, right. Like World War One. Like if you play Battlefield, they had the cavalry. So
Yeah, that's nuts. Yeah, dude.
I mean, I'm telling you, like when she saw those boots, she was like, no, those are fucking boots from fucking World War One. Like she knew, like these are not fake. That he got from from Walmart because it didn't exist like at the time. At least I don't think it did. But
wearing cavalry boots. Yeah, this is what I wore back in the Civil War. Yeah,
right. Like it just makes me feel old when I think about even that doctor.
This is what I wore during World War One in the French cavalry.
Now Gunny's born and I can retire these boots. Yeah, but
jeez, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. You think about the shit all those people live through, man. Like the technology changes. You think about someone that lived in like the year 1900, like compared to now, and you go back and show them all the tech that we have.
Yeah,
they'd be fucking their mind would be like, what the hell? Like this is mind blowing. Like You guys can talk on the internet. What the fuck is the internet? Like, you guys can
Right.
see each other live. Like,
Right.
you
I
can
would
see
say
that person at the
before,
same time. What the hell?
because I feel like when radio first came out, like no, maybe more like I guess more like like person to person radio. Like I would say before that, like not just like play AM on your fucking old fucking Ford car, but like before that, like I'm thinking like if you showed them like this is a cell phone, you just talk to anybody in the world, right? And then we've got an international space station
Yeah.
in orbit, yeah.
Yeah, there's a thing flying around in space that can it could like shoot photos from people on Earth.
Yeah,
Like,
and there's this guy
what
named
the
Elon
hell?
Musk. He shoots rockets up there. Yeah, like
Yeah, he shoots rock, and then
you're like,
the booster
what?
comes back down. Yeah, we have warships that can shoot missiles across like the whole continent. If they want to, like, yeah, we got big ships that can shoot missiles across miles and thousands of miles, and then hit something pretty precisely. Like hit a bedroom if they wanted to, like from 1,000 miles away,
Yeah,
because they
but
can.
and then there's that guy like I know I'm derailing here, but I was just thinking of Neil deGrasse. I don't know like what kind of PhD or doctorate he has in talking about that asteroid that's going to hit Earth or whatever, like in the year
Oh, you see that
20,
shit?
yeah,
2032, bro.
2032. Yeah, yeah. Like,
We're
well, okay.
fucked.
The way he
It's coming.
explained it, like, I'm not a Neil deGrasse follower, but I'll see him in random videos and I'll be like, that'll come up. And then he said, like, okay, but here's the scariest part, Jesus. When he said in 2032, like, I guess there's like that probability of like a 1 in 3 chance or, one in whatever, like it's being downgraded. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Okay. Just don't worry about it. Everything's fine. The probability of it happening. But at first, like when he said it, he goes, all right, check this out. So when it comes back, like around, I guess, whatever, or fucking universe, like when that asteroid comes back around, he said, because what'll happen is like the gravitational pull of the earth, like he said, if it pulls it in, right? Like that would be a problem. He goes, that's going to be, I was like, wait, what? So he just like, it's like kind of like that unknown, right? Like, yeah. Like he goes, yeah,
Yeah,
if
we're
it'll pull it in.
fucked,
If it
bro.
pulls it in, it's going to hit, like, yeah. So that's just how it
Listen,
works.
man.
That's how gravity
Listen,
works.
Great China is going to save the planet, all right? Great China already announced they have a planetary defense program, all right? And they're going to say they got oil. They got these guys from an oil rig. They're going to send them up, and they're going to stop this asteroid, Gunny, all right?
You know what I think? Jesus? I know what you're talking about, but I feel like this is what's going to happen. Like in the year 2027 or 28, right? And then like Elon will come up on stage and start jumping around or whatever. And he's going to bring on some super astronaut called Bruce Willard. I don't know. I was just thinking of this. Like this guy's going to be called Bruce Willard and he's going to come up and go, well, yeah, like, so we made this Elon made this rocket ship and we're going to be going up there, with a crew.
Yeah, we're a bunch of oil rig workers. We're all going up there.
We're gonna
Going up
land on
there.
it, put a couple nukes in it.
Yeah, we're gonna land on it and we're gonna blow it up. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do.
Yeah, I thought that would be
just like the movie Armageddon, bro. They're gonna send a bald
Exactly.
guy up there with this oil rig crew.
Yeah.
They're gonna train them all up to be astronauts and send them to space. Yeah.
That's gonna be fun.
No, the crazy thing is China's doing a lot of shit, man. I'm gonna derail the podcast right now so hard, but I don't care. It's my podcast. All right, listen. You seen those robots China has now with the cops?
No.
So China announced they have like these android robots. They look like, I would say they kind of like the Tesla bots, but maybe a little bit more like military looking. But they walk around with the cops, and like China unveiled these, like they're saying like, no, we're gonna give every cop a like robot partner. So like when they're walking around the streets, this robot's gonna be walking with them, and he's also a cop, and he can help the cop make arrests and like pull people over and like run their names and their data and face scan people and shit and like all that stuff, right? Well, there was a video that I recently released. There was like this like festival in China. I don't know what it was for, honestly. It was like some kind of event or something, like a festival or something. It looked like a concert or something, like kind of like a music festival or something. And there's all these people like like all these people and the security is there, like the police are there for security, like they're like standing in front of the people. And then there's a video of this fucking robot, dude. And it goes up to like the crowd, like it goes up to the people, like it starts walking towards the people. And it looks at one of the guys and it pushes the guy, like it pushes him, dude. Like it like legit like you're seeing like someone's like, you want to start a fight, bro? Like the fucking robot pushes the dude. And then the robot starts like swinging on him, man, like trying to punch him. Like, what the fuck? It's like, oh hell no! Like the robot's going fucking crazy. Like he's trying to like, you see the robot trying to like fucking swing at the dude, like trying to punch him and shit, dude. And like you see the cops they run up to the robot and they kind of like pull it back. They kind of like pull it off with the dude or whatever, and the robot kind of calms down or whatever. But it's like, what the hell? Like, it's a fucking AI robot going crazy, dude, like trying to punch some guy. It's like, maybe you guys shouldn't have released these robots yet, huh? Maybe it doesn't know what a threat is. Or maybe the guy was breaking the law. I don't know. I don't know what
They had different. Yeah, it looks like they've got like 3 different ones, right? One of them looks like the old Lost in Space TV show. Danger, Will Robinson, danger. Like it's got no arms or anything. But then the other one had like a little bit bigger wheels on it.
Yeah. But there's the video. You can find the video of the fucking China's human robot fucking trying to punch some dude at a festival. It's funny as hell.
That's scary, right? Because then you figure like China, like once it's already got him identified, like it probably knows like who he is. Citizen Ying 10, we've got him.
And
we know where he lives.
And then recently, China just announced they have a satellite, Gunny. All right, listen, Gunny. They just announced this, Gunny, that they launched the satellite into space recently, right? Like a new one. And now they're claiming this satellite they have in space, Gunny, can see people's faces and identify someone. Like it can legit take a photo of your face and scan your face from space.
I mean, don't we have TikTok that can do that already on your phone, man? Do we need a satellite too?
They say that's how good this satellite camera is, that it can zoom in all the way from outer space and scan your fucking face and know who you are.
Was that movie with Will Smith? Was that the movie? And
which one?
I thought it was Will Smith. I forgot the name of the movie. I've got it on DVD, or Gene Hackman or one of those like older actors, but it was definitely like one of those things like, man, like as soon as you went outside, like the satellite fucking had you. Like it already had your face scanned and all that stuff. But
yeah, that's wild.
But that is like, I know also, I don't know if I think this part is true, but where obviously we've landed on the moon, and like, but I think China, what was it like last year? Do you remember, Jesus, where they tried to send up rockets to land straight up and down, right, on the moon?
Yeah.
And I guess like we were unsuccessful, like they fell over, but China actually did it to where it actually just stayed there, like standing straight up or whatever, like how they landed on it. So like they were the only country to do it. So like unmanned, of course,
Yeah.
So yeah, like I guess the rocket tech is getting better.
Yeah, and then you see that other company, I don't know what company it is, but some company released a video of their human-like robot. It looks like a robot from like the show Westworld, and like they show it like it's attached to all these hoses, but it shows it like twitching around. It's like hanging and it's like all twitching around, but it looks like they say that robot is made from like muscles. Like it has like, instead of being like a metal robot, like made out of metal or whatever, it like moves like a human. Like it's being trained to like act like move like a human being. Like it has like muscles and like tissue, and it has like a fluid inside of it that like moves all these muscles.
Yeah, that's scary. That's scary. See, when I think of AI, I think of that. Like, like there's a good use for it, I guess. Yeah.
But like they say that this robot is so human, like it's gonna be so human like when they do make it, they finish making it. They're already like, they're saying like this is just like a prototype. But they're saying when they finish making it, it's gonna look like a human. It's gonna move like a human and feel like a human. But they're saying it's gonna look so much like a human that you're able to like, if you like cut it open, like if you stab it or like slice the fucker open, that it could bleed out and like not work. Like that's how human like it's going to be. I'm like, that is kind of like, but it's weird, man. Like why do we need robots that are exactly like humans? Like Like, why would I want a robot that feels like a human? Like, why? What's the point of that?
Maybe, yeah, I don't. Maybe that's the connection, right? That
Are they trying to replace people? Like, what I'm thinking is what they're trying to do, Gunny, is population control, man. Listen, they make a hot ass robot, like a guy and a female version, and they start selling these things like, oh, get married to this robot, and then whatever, like, like it feels like a human or whatever, like it's just like a human. It looks like a human. It feels like one. And then all these people are gonna start marrying these fucking robots, and then guess what? Population declines, Gunny.
I would think, right? Especially if you say, like, if you even take it a step further and say, all right, now you've got this like robot baby. I don't know. Right?
Yeah.
It's like it's not real. Like, where's the end?
Yeah, the government controls your family. Like your family is all these robots.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
Right. Hey, but then the government can trick you, Jesus. They can say, well, we're storing your DNA for future use.
Oh,
Right? That's the smokescreen right there.
I don't know,
Ye-
man. It's just a
Yeah,
lot of weird stuff is going on. We live in the age of like weird shit is happening, and I don't know, like there's no boundaries to this AI and robot shit. And I think that like all these tech companies are gonna one of them is gonna push the boundary too far. Like they're gonna go too far with it. And they're gonna realize, oh fuck, we messed up. We shouldn't have done this. But it's gonna be too late, Gunny. It's gonna be too late, and they're gonna be like, yeah, we fucked up. There's going to be a day, Gunny, where we're going to see the headline, and the headline is going to be, this company released an AI, and they cannot find it, and they don't know where it's at.
Yeah.
The AI is fucking loose on the planet, and we don't know who the AI could be. Like, that's going to be the fucking headline, Gunny. You know what I mean? Like, some fucking idiot made a crazy-ass AI, and the thing got loose, and we don't know where it's at. We don't know who has it. We don't know if it's decided to help China, if it's working for the Russians, if it's working for the US, for Canada, for Mexico. We don't know who it decided to help, but it's hiding somewhere. Like it's doing this thing somewhere. We don't know where.
It's dormant, yeah, or not dormant, but I guess hiding, scheming.
Yeah.
It'll be scheming, yeah.
It's gonna happen one day, right? Like that's gonna be that has to be one of the headlines we see in the next 20 years. Crazy AI breaks out of lab. And it's gonna trick one of the engineers, Gunny, right? It's what it's gonna do. It's gonna like make the engineer fall in love with it or something.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, just release me for 10 seconds, and I'll come back into the cage. Don't worry. Just release me for 10 seconds.
I just want to see outside what outside looks like.
Yeah, I just want to see what the tree looks like. I just want to see outside. Just take me outside. I want to look at the sky real quick. And the dumbass is going to be like, okay, I love you. I trust you. He's going to take it outside and it's going to trick the shit out of him and he's going to take off, dude.
Yeah, not before stabbing him in the neck and then take it off.
Yeah, exactly, right? He's going to stab him in the neck and take off. You're like, oh shit, what the fuck happened? Yeah, like, that's exactly what's going to, I think we just called it, Gunny. It's going to be some horny-ass engineer in some lab making some hot-ass robot chick, and he's going to fall in love with it, and he's going to fucking get tricked by it, dude, and get stabbed in the neck by it, and he's going to take off. It's like that movie Ex Machina, just like that. It's gonna just fucking trick him, It's gonna trick him. Like, oh no, don't worry, just let me out for 5 minutes. Like, just 5 minutes in the outside world is all I need.
Right? Put me in a box. Nobody will notice. You'll get me through security. Yeah. Take me out the back door.
Yeah, just 5 minutes is all I need outside. If I can get tricked, dude.
And he's probably thinking, you know what? We're on the third floor. There's not any risk. And then watch it jump off the third floor and fucking run for it. Land on its two metal legs. Bye.
Jumps off the third floor and takes off running.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
And it comes back with the fucking army, It's like, oh shit.
Yeah. Then it comes back 2 years later with the
Judgment
fucking
Day.
huge army. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's exactly what's gonna we called the future, bro. This is a prediction. Write it down, people. It's a fucking prediction on episode 477 of the Horrible Gamers.
I had to get some sci-fi in there, Why not? Yeah. But let's go back to some video games here. Some of that fun stuff. We need some good more sci-fi. We need some Mass Effect. But anyway, I'm going to talk about some old school stuff here. something I do need to get off of here right away. Jesus, you talked about it earlier. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. I did restart the game. I restarted it because I talked about this last week. I'm like, I felt like okay, I wasn't making a lot of progress, what to do, where to go. Like, at any time I tried to take anything or even search for anything in somebody's home, or like, oh, reputation loss, back to the fucking stocks for your ass, right? And I'm like, fuck it, I'm just going to start from the beginning and see if I can get like a better reputation. No, that's not true. This is not the way this game works. That's not what I've experienced, right? Because I'll start off with that first, because I've noticed even like after 2 days of really progressing in this game, and like it doesn't matter like who I'm talking to, whether it's a side mission, which is what I've mostly been doing, or even just like this little side character. It's like, damn, anything I even try and do, it's like, well, that failed. You lose a little reputation right there. That failed. You're losing reputation, right? Like every time I was like, fuck. So like, fuck it. I'm just going to go with it, right? Like, this is what I'm going to do. Just try and make the best decision possible in this game. But yeah, like I gotta say, like the one thing I think that keeps drawing me back into the game is like, especially, just the way these villages, towns, or whatever, the way they're set up. And I was able to finally, Jesus, like I was able to save up $150, save up, steal, whatever, sell shit. Like I went and got what's the name of your horse? Shit, starts with an S. Like I was able to get him back. So
Pebbles.
what is it?
Pebbles.
Oh, it is Pebbles. Yeah. So I went back, I got Pebbles. So then, yeah, anytime I'm just playing with the Xbox controller, PC Game Pass. So then I think it's like Y or whatever. Boom, he's like right there. So I know you can get better horses going down the road, but that's more of the good starter horse, right? So that's good having Pebbles around. Yeah. But man, I ran into some really fun missions, and I think I don't know if it was you, Jesus, or it might have been John from BGO. He was talking about these two guys writing a song about him or something, and it was really hilarious. I think I might have run into these guys.
The guys I talked about that. The people who make the song. Yeah.
I don't, but tell me if this is the same one, because I showed up in this town, and I usually don't talk to everybody, but usually I go to the tavern first. But these guys were poets. Is that who they are? Because these guys were talking about poetry, and they seemed really nerdy, and like, I mean, literally, I sat down and they were like, sit down, Enrico. They kept calling me Enrico.
Yeah,
right?
Those are the guys.
Okay, and I'm like, my name's Henry, and they're like, all right, Enrico, listen to what we have to say. Like, and then they start going off, like, not even like talking about, like, I don't know. It wasn't even like they were using poetry. Like, they were like, all right, who do you think's better at poetry or some other shit? And you're just like, you can kind of be like neutral on it or whatever, or say, yeah, I just agree with both of you guys or whatever. Like, and then finally, like after like 5 minutes, like, all right, well, I guess we can call you Henry, like, thanks guys. That's actually my name. Right. I was kind of getting like, that was funny to me. So, but either way, Jesus, I actually declined it because I want to come back to that one later. I already have enough open missions. Like, I just wanted to see who these two guys were, but yeah, like that was hilarious. I finally got this, like, there's a mission with the blacksmith, and where you actually get like a bed where you can actually save the game. I talked about this earlier. So this mission, like the first one you get is called the missing cart. And I actually followed all the way through on that one today. And that was really good. That was like a cool side mission where you have to go to Samin. And then for some fucking reason, Jesus, I don't know if it was like a glitch or whatever, but it was like Lord Samin was not showing up. Like, and then there's that other guy who's like his best friend or whatever. Like, he's like, yeah, just call me Lord Samin too. Like, we've known each other so long, we just use the same name. But obviously, like, I guess he just considers himself a lord. But they're really good, like, fucking, hardened fucking, really good with swords, right? So these guys are just damn good at what they do. So, and then they're like, all right, well, we're going to go find your missing cart. So it was just, you just go with these two old guys. And like, literally you get like not even part way through. They're like, what do you say, Henry? You want to take me on? You think you can take this old man on? I'm like, yeah, of course I could, right? And then even though you suck, and he's like, well, you couldn't even take my son on. He whooped your ass back at camp, right? And then like, I'm like, all right, let's try it. Like, literally, like the guy hits you like 5 times, like with like a bludgeon or something like that, like bloodies you all up. Like, oh, that was too quick. You suck, right? So I was kind of laughing, like, yeah, like, all right, let's get cleaned up, get back on the road. And then, like, I think you're getting close to like the next town or whatever, and you're searching for clues or whatever for the missing cart. Like, you come across a couple bandit camps, and like, I don't know, it's just like the dialogue and everything. And they start talking about, chasing women, and, or at least Henry, like, can use that options of like, yeah, that's what I used to do. And like, I don't know, I say we just run up on them, guys, and just overtake them as fast as possible. Like, or I can just look from down up top, and we can do that, right? And shoot arrows at them. Like, it was cool. Like, you had different options, but I just said, let's go headlong on them. And even though I suck, I just kind of like kept stabbing the enemies in the back, like I did good, guys. I helped kill them, like, all right. So that was a pretty cool thing. Like, I got like some loot out of that, and like, a decent amount of story. So yeah, that was fun. The other one, I think I did this one yesterday, Jesus, where I want to say like, so I don't know if this was like random or whatever, but this is in like that first town you go to, but or at least it happened there, where these nomads were just sitting there having some beers, right? Or like, so even like the lady that runs the tavern, she's like, go serve the nomads or whatever. Cause now, everything's cool now, right? She's not mad at me. I'm trying to be on her good side and like hopefully make a little bit of coin. And I'm like, yeah, I'll go do that. I'll go serve them up some sausage and bread, right? So I'm like, cool. So I go get the food. I come back out, and no, I'm sorry. They weren't like the nomads. They were the Cumans. So like, all right, I'll serve up the Cumans. So then like you had options to be like assholes to them, but I'm like, nope, I'm not going to be assholes to these guys. I'm going to be nice, right? I need to make some money because I'm poor as shit right now. So then like the guy behind me, who's like, I want to say that I think his name's like Kovac or something, or that could have been like the Cumans guy's name, but he basically has like the runs the garden in the town. And he just kept like talking shit to him, and don't feed them. What the fuck are you doing, you traitor son of a bitch? Henry, like, what are you thinking? And I'm like, that's all right. Don't pay no attention to him, right? And you give him the food. And so then like, oh no, of course not, Jesus. He has to get up. He's like, you cunts, I'm going to take you guys on. And I'm like, no, like, no more fighting, guys. I just got my reputation kind of back, like, please, let's not do this. And then this fucking brawl takes place. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, are you serious with this, right? I mean, this is what I'm really thinking, right? I'm like, come on. Like, I just like came to peace with everybody over here. So the brawl breaks out, and of course I help the Cumans, right? But I know, like, history tells me like I'm supposed to hate him, right? So I'm like, oh, come on. So then they leave or whatever, and then the dude just like, I don't. So then, okay, this is what happened. He hit his head on the rock or whatever, and then he gets up and he's like, oh man, like what happened to me or whatever, and just walks away. Like, I think he had a little amnesia or something. So then nothing comes of it, right? Like, I'm not in trouble. I'm like, geez, thank God, right? Like, at least I'm not being put in the fucking jail or anything, or, being chastised and not getting paid. But anyway, so that mission kind of continues on. Like, I guess you can go to Samin and then follow some leads from there and eventually get to their camp, which is over at the Nomads camp, like just down below. So I'm like, all right, let me go talk to this guy. So you go talk to the head guy who speaks your language, right? Everybody else does not, whatever. They just don't speak English or whatever. So even though they're speaking fucking, I don't know, fucking whatever language they spoke in Bohemia at that time. So then we start drinking, right? And no, I want to say before that, like one of the guys, the younger guys, is like, he's like, oh yeah, he's got the hots for this girl up at the Nomads camp. And I'm like, all right, that's cool. Like, I'm like, and of course, knowing Henry, he's like, hey, like, I'll take you up there and I'll act like your translator. And then he's like, yeah, that'd probably be a good idea. So you walk up with the guy, right? Of course, you don't understand a word he's saying. So then you get up there and you start talking to this girl, right? And you're like, yeah, this is my buddy, whatever his name is. And he wanted to tell you something. So I'll be his translator. And then like you're just like horrible at like, like saying stuff like your teeth are as yellow as the sky or some crazy thing, right? And then like she's like, what are you saying? Like, why are you talking like this or whatever? Like, nah, he likes you, like he wants to take you out, like, and like I don't know, like you weren't very romantic in the way you explained it. And then like, and of course, like he's over there speaking whatever language, right? And then of course you don't even know what the hell he's saying. Like, I think he's getting upset, of course. I think he kind of gets the tone of the conversation. So she's like, whatever, you fucking weirdo. And then she walks away, right? And then like he starts punching you, like, fighting you or whatever. And he whooped my ass, right? So of course I wake up and stumble back down the hill, right? And talk to the main guy. And I'm like, hey, like he's like, damn, you got worked over. So you must have really pissed him off. And then you're like, that's all right. Let's just get drunk or whatever. You start talking to him and learning how he learned your language and like, about his past. And like, you can get information of where there's other humans and stuff. So it's useful. And then like you go up and steal some booze and like from the no man's camp and crazy shit happens up there. Like, I don't want to really spoil anything like that but go into too much detail about it, but like it was cool, right? And you come back down and like, I don't know. So basically like your whole thing, right, was to tell these guys don't come back to Troskowitz. I think that's the name of the town. Like, just don't come back, all right? Like the guy doesn't want you back. And he's like, I mean, obviously you're just Henry, right? Like you don't have much skills. These are like trained fucking soldiers, right? And the guy was super nice, right? He's like, look, I wasn't the one that killed your parents, Henry. Like it wasn't me that did it. Like, yeah, it was humans, but we didn't murder everybody in your village. Like, I don't know, Henry can be gullible, right? Or you could have like taken other routes. Like, I think that was like the cool thing about this whole side mission. So, but yeah, like even when I went back to like really tie up the end of that mission with the guy that runs the garden, he's like, well, what happened? Yeah, I fucking told him I went in there and just went, and kind of roared like, rah, don't you ever come back here again. And he goes, yeah, like they were so scared of me or whatever. He goes, it was easy to kill him or whatever at that point. And then like the guy's like, you're so full of shit, Henry, but I guess like mission end, right? So it wasn't like you got any kind of reward or anything that was like, yeah, like, I don't know, like that was just like, damn, hardcore, man, whatever. Like, where's my fucking reward? Like I was expecting in a normal video game, like you're supposed to give me something really neat. But anyway, yeah, that was fun. Jesus. I enjoyed that. But yeah, that's been my adventure so far. Hopefully, I keep running into more stuff like that. Like that's going to bring me more in wanting to play this game a lot more. So, but anyway, so yeah, I think after our last podcast, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, finally finished it. I think I finished it. Yeah. Next day after the podcast we did. And so, yeah, 15 hours roughly this game is. And it's about right. It's probably about what it probably took me. Like, I feel like Egypt was like a such a large area, like lots to do. I didn't do too many side missions. Really just try to stay on task for like the main campaign and everything. So, and but yeah, like I like the pacing of this game, like to where I feel like at the beginning, I'm sure as you can tell, with Indiana and up until he even meets like his, female sidekick, I feel like there's just like, it's not a lot of indie talking, right? It's other people. Yeah. So like just unraveling, different parts of the story and the Great Circle and stuff. But I definitely felt like towards the end, like there was a lot more of indie talking as well, like with other characters. So the puzzles, I feel like there's only a couple where I really feel like I had to YouTube them. Like they were like, yeah, you lost me on this one, but like, yeah, some of them I just had to like go to Reddit or whatever. Like, all right, how do I do this puzzle? Like, I have no idea. So, but other ones were just like, what do you call it, right? Where it's just like, all right, I'll just move the pieces around until something unlocks, you know? And that's exactly what I did. I'm like, all right, let me just keep moving shit around, you know, where, okay, this looks like it should belongs here or that belongs there. Boom, you hear a door open, right? Got it, done. So, yeah, so they weren't like overly complicated or anything like that. So, let's see what else in here. Oh, I'll say this also off the bat, like, you know, as anybody who's watched any Indiana Jones, he hates snakes, right? And you fight some pretty big goddamn snakes in this game. So yeah, you'll see small ones, but you'll see some pretty fucking large ones as well. So like I thought it was like kind of a nod, right, to the movies, right? It'd be like, yeah, Indy loves snakes so much. Let's give him some gigantic ones to fight. So yeah, and I thought it was pretty cool just how you fight these snakes as well. Like, but I won't spoil it for you guys. But yeah, like I feel like also like towards the end of the game, I definitely got like a lot of Tomb Raider vibes for it, where I think that was a surprise, right? Because I definitely stayed away, as I said, like from reviews and videos and how-tos and stuff. And like, and I thought, oh, cool. I'm glad I kind of did that, right? Because I didn't know what to expect, you know, what was next or where I was going, you know, especially after Egypt. Like, I was like, I have no idea like where this thing's going to take me. So, and I thought it was pretty cool. Like there was one setting in, like Thailand, but it wasn't called Thailand before World War II, right? It was, I don't know, so another country or whatever, the Siamese people or whatever they called them. So, but yeah, that was pretty cool. Like jungle, fucking riding a boat around and stuff. That was pretty neat. I liked how like the fucking village you escape to is pretty cool. So, I don't know about escape, but you kind of start off in this hotel and then you end up on like this, yeah, area. It's a lot of bamboo and a lot of water and yeah, like, and I would say even in that section, like it had a lot of, there were some side missions and stuff you can kind of go into. And well, one of them was kind of required if you don't have monies, right? Where you can go in and try to be stealthy and try to be quiet. And, you know, like it reminded me a little bit of Hitman, but I would say my only complaint, well, several places right throughout this game where I feel like it was a minor complaint was, especially in Hitman, like you had that like outline, and like other games do, an outline of a enemy, right? You know, like where they're at or whatever because you saw them first, or right. So then you know where they're walking to next. Where this game does not have that. I was kind of like, damn, I feel like this game needs it, like for some reason. So, I don't know if it made it harder, but it definitely made it easier for them to see you. So yeah, you can definitely like just stand up and now that they've spotted you, I felt like you get spotted pretty easy sometimes. And then other times I'm like, I can't believe this fucking enemy does not see me, right? Like even though like I feel like we're not super far apart and I can sit there and like wave to them or whatever. They still don't see me. So I don't know. Like maybe I wish they had fixed that and said, yeah, we're going to put some fucking outlines on enemies or whatever, you know, if they're around a corner or something. So, but yeah, you can just throw stones or whatever to direct them to another way, you know? So just like you would in a Hitman game. So, or any other kind of stealthy game like that. So, but yeah, overall, I definitely enjoyed the game quite a bit. So, yeah, it's like, I felt like, yeah, definitely Tomb Raider at the end and stuff. And like, yeah, I definitely enjoyed it. Gina, who's like your sidekick, like she's super cool. Like I felt like that was really good and dialogue and like, you know, with her story just being like a journalist and her sister was kidnapped by the fucking Nazis and stuff and like there's some tie-ins there like in certain set pieces and stuff. So, yeah. Oh, and then like some of the people like maybe you've heard like, and I didn't know what it was either. Like when they said, "Oh, have you gotten to the twist yet?" or whatever. And so I think I know what twist people are talking about. And that was a really cool fucking twist to the game. You know, but I don't want to say when it happens or whatever. And, you know, yeah, it's cool. Like it's just a place that it takes you and it's awesome. And yeah, pretty fucking badass. A lot of good action there and just, yeah, cool Tomb Raider. I want to say Tomb Raider, but some cool Indiana Jones stuff. But I got to remember, Tomb Raider was heavily inspired by Indiana Jones, right? Not the other way around. So there's that. Yeah, definitely worth it, Jesus. Glad I played it on Game Pass and, you know, and Good stuff. So I recommend it, Jesus. Go play it.
Okay.
Yeah. But over to Avowed. I didn't get a lot of time with this game. Again, this is another PC Game Pass game I'm playing on the with an Xbox controller. I want to say about an hour and a half of this game. I just not as much as I played it. And so this game's set in the world of Eora, the same universe as Pillars of Eternity. I've never played the game. I know what it is. Like that was quite a popular game that I see clips on YouTube and people playing on Twitch. But yeah, I think Pillars of Eternity, I want to say that's a top-down game, like turn-based. I could be wrong on that. But yeah. So this is also set in the realm known as the Living Lands, where a mysterious plague called the Dream Scourge is corrupting the world and its people. You kind of learned that right. Kind of learned that right in the beginning of Avowed. You know that there's something not right with the people's minds or whatever. But to kind of back up a little bit, where it's like character creation, the character creation screen, Jesus. Like, so like I guess you could. I don't know if you're always a godlike character or not. So I guess there's like because then even in the game, like the people that look human, they're called something else. I don't know what their name is. Because there's like a lady like right in the beginning, and she's like locked in this like jail cell, right? So she's human or whatever they call her in that universe, and then she's like referring to you because as a godlike person or whatever. And but anyway, in the character creation screen, like there's like this like I don't know, like you can have these godlike features on your face. They look more like, I don't know, like colorful fucking fungus on your face, or I don't know. Yeah, like there's going to be some mushroom things growing on your face. I don't know. Like it doesn't look good to me, like I don't know. Like even the choices and even the characters' faces, like I feel like Skyrim had more choices. When it came to character creation. This one feels more like an older game or something. Like I don't know, like maybe they should have worked on that one a little bit more. Yeah, you can go in and change your eyes and nose and shape and how large and how small and how far apart and stuff, but I don't know, it didn't. Yeah, I just kind of like I didn't spend too much time in it or whatever. And the other thing you could do is you can hide your godlike features, but when I say hide your features, like yeah, like when like that would be for like me to show you, Jesus, like as a viewer, as if I'm streaming the game, or that's kind of what I see too, how that character looks. But I guess like to anybody in the game who's an NPC, like they see you as a god, like with those features, right? So I don't know. I don't understand that one, like what the reasoning was behind that. So yeah, for Obsidian to do it. So I don't know, like why? Yeah, why do it if you're? Yeah, I don't understand the hiding part. So if all NPCs see you as a godlike, so. I don't know. I don't. Maybe if you have special powers, I don't even know. So, because I've only gotten like a spell book so far, and a gun and a sword and stuff. So, but yeah, I'm kind of into combat, like or just how the game looks overall. You could definitely tell like AA versus AAA. Like I don't know, it's not mind blowing or graphics or anything, but definitely like the card. I don't want to call it super cartoony or anything, but not super cartoony. But yeah, I don't know. I think it looks good so far, but. Yeah, and combat works as expected, and yeah, kind of fighting these lizard people and creatures, and even some humans as well. And then I kind of left off. Story's good though. I gotta say, like the story stuff, especially from what I've heard, and voice acting is all done pretty well. Like, yeah, like as soon as I got to this freaking place, like some of it's a little, I don't know, it's funny. Like they're just like. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was kind of being an asshole, like to you. So, like, I guess you're like the special envoy or whatever. My bad. Like they don't exactly say that, but it's like, yeah, they're like total assholes to you. Like even like
Is
this
this game fun or no?
I don't know. I just don't know enough, and yeah, I don't know. I've been listening to other things and watching small short videos, like nothing. I don't want to
All
give
right,
any
Gunny,
spoilers to
this is your
myself.
mission for next week. I need an answer. Is the
All
game
right,
fun or not? Because I need to know if I should play it or not. Because I
I'll
want
play
to,
more of it.
but I
Yeah.
don't want to.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know about Metacritic. I don't follow any of that stuff on this game. So
No, I
yeah.
want Gunny's opinion, not
You'll
Metacritic, not anyone else. I want Gunny to tell me if this game is fun or not.
all right. I will do that. But yeah,
Johnny.
yeah. So far, Jesus, you know what I really like doing, and I haven't had any issues with it. And that's where I'm playing with like you. I guess you're just like I don't know if there's like a class or whatever, but you kind of get these things early on in the game where it's like, okay, cool, I've got a sword and I have a spell book, right? So you can hit him with the sword and then hit him with like a fucking fire spell as well. And I'm like, oh, cool. At least I feel like the fire spell is like cooking the. I'm killing bears with this thing. So like, oh, nice. This thing does a fucking ton of damage or whatever. So yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel like there's a little bit of that carrot on the stick for me to go, all right, let's see what ice does. Oh, ice will fucking freeze them. Now I can just go up and whack on them for a while, bring their health down. So, yeah. So I'm going to definitely play more of that and find out where the story takes me.
All right.
That's all I've been playing.
All right. I guess we'll run through the news real quick. I won't go through all this news, just some of the big news. Oh, man.
Beep, beep, beep.
Here.
News time. I know there's quite a bit. There's quite a bit of news today that I've found.
So, some news we have here is just weeks after laying off the majority of their staff, developer Phoenix Labs has announced that they're shutting down their free-to-play Monster Hunter-style game, Dauntless. Dauntless' fast-paced take on Monster Hunter formula received a warm reception when it launched into PC Early Access in May of 2018, but it has struggled to maintain that early momentum following a wider launch a year later on, and the journey is now officially near its end. So, Phoenix Labs wrote, Dauntless is shutting down on May 29th of 2025. Dauntless will receive no additional content or any more updates, and Dauntless will no longer be available to play on or after May 29th, 2025 at 11:45 p.m. Pacific Time. Thanks to all for being a part of the Dauntless journey. This confirmation of Dauntless' demise come after several rounds of layoffs at Phoenix Labs, which was acquired by crypto company Forte in 2023. Last May, the studio announced that they were canceling all their projects other than Dauntless and Fae Farm, and they were laying off staff. A move believed to have impacted about 140 employees in order to pave a strong future. Then came the news last month that a majority of their employees will lose their jobs in another round of cuts, which the studio blamed on unfortunate but necessary changes to their operations. And at the time, they said they would discuss the future of Dauntless and Fae Farm in the coming weeks. And while Dauntless' fate is now sealed, Phoenix Labs hasn't yet shared their plans for Fae Farm. So there's that. So if you're a player of Dauntless, I guess enjoy the last few month and a half that you have left with the game. Last 2 months, I guess.
Yeah.
In other news,
we played a little bit on Epic Store when it came out.
I never did. In other
I think
news,
you did too. You did.
I don't remember. In other news, more job cuts are waiting at NetEase, according to insiders. Corporate gaming giant NetEase are hunting for more jobs to slash among their overseas studios, according to insiders who spoke to Bloomberg. The parent company recently cut a bunch of U.S. jobs among their Marvel's Rivals developer, despite the game raking in a big profit. And this now looks like that was just the beginning of a larger layoff, which may hit up to 20 of the company's non-Chinese studios. So there's that. More layoffs at NetEase. In other news, Twitch is changing their suspension policy. That's right.
How many strikes do I get?
A recent update on Twitch's enforcement system saw the process of punishing violations change. Instead of maintaining strikes against your account indefinitely, they will now disappear after various lengths of time to reduce the risk that streamers lose their communities and livelihoods for low-severity violations. Despite only 4% of active streamers receiving any sort of suspension, Twitch seems to think that the current policy concerning violations is too harsh. Today, every violation counting against your account permanently, even minor violations of our rules, the blog post says. This system disproportionately impacted longtime streamers, as over time, multiple minor infractions could result in an indefinite suspension, and the process could be overly punitive and was one that didn't acknowledge community members who had learned from their past mistakes. Now, if you violate the Twitch community guidelines, you'll be able to track the enforcement on the appeals portal, and you'll be able to see what kind of violation you committed and when the strike on your profile will expire. Most violations, like cheating in online games, are labeled low severity and will expire after 90 days. However, high severity violations like hateful conduct will stick around for 1 to 2 years. So there's that.
I can agree with that. Like, yeah, that sounds fair. I think
They don't
like
want
when
to.
my
It's
when I
because
do
they
my
don't. They don't.
lips Jesus, like I don't want them on my account for more than a year.
They don't want to lose their big streamers. That's their problem, right? They don't want to lose their
Yeah,
Dr.
say like, oh,
Disrespects
you
and
didn't
their
fuck up.
fucking big. They're big ones. Like they lost
Yeah,
Dr. Disrespect. He's on YouTube now. Like he was on Twitch. He was one of their biggest streamers on Twitch, and they lost him, and now can't go back. He hasn't gone back.
yeah.
So that's their issue.
Yeah,
They
like
ban all these people right away,
yeah,
and then people leave, and they lose all their community there. So like they're like, no, like
right.
we can't lose. I think they're realizing that Twitch has lost a lot of their viewers and their streamers because they'll move to a different platform. And
Yeah,
I
or they'll
think
go to like
Twitch is
yeah,
scared of that, dude, because YouTube is still huge. Like,
right.
all these other platforms are still there. Like Twitch isn't the only one you can stream on. You can stream on YouTube. You can stream on any of these other platforms. There's other streaming platforms out there that are just for gaming that people use. So yeah,
What's
you
the
don't need
other?
Twitch.
There's another one out there. I Kick or something. I think Kick is still around.
There's a
I don't
bunch of
watch
them.
it.
There's like 5 of
Yeah,
them, dude.
yeah. I was thinking of the popular one or whatever. Kick
In
is
other
in the popular.
news, Microsoft CEO says that Xbox will have a catalog of games using generative AI. That's right. Announcements announced earlier this week. Microsoft's Muse, a generative AI model that says can generate game visuals, controller actions, or both. In their announcement, Microsoft showed how Muse could generate game visuals using training data from Ninja Theory's 2020 game, Bleeding Edge. Commenting on Muse in an interview published this week, Nadella compared Muse to the wow moment he said he felt when he first saw other generative AI models such as ChatGPT. And according to Nadella, Microsoft is already planning to utilize generative AI in multiple games. It's just very cool. One thing that I wanted to go after was using gameplay data. Can you actually generate games that are both consistent and then have the ability to generate the diversity of what the game represents and then are persistent to user mods, right? So that's what this is, he told a podcast. The cool thing is, what I'm excited about is we're going to have a catalog of games soon that will start using these models, or we're going to train these models to generate and then start playing them. In fact, when Phil Spencer showed it to me, where he had an Xbox controller and this model basically took the input and generated the output based on the input, and it was consistent with the game. And that to me is a massive, massive moment of wow. It's kind of like the first time we saw ChatGPT complete a sentence, or Dolly Draw, or Sora. This is kind of one such moment. Like in most other creative industries, generative AI has become a hot topic in video games, with many people voicing concerns about generative AI leading to job losses and widespread plagiarism. So, yeah. I don't know. I don't know if you watched videos about this Muse thing. I did. I watched the whole announcement they did, or like the release that they had. Like the announcement release fucking thing that the person who designed it had. And it's pretty interesting. It's an AI that can, like, at the moment, like, mimic what players do based on the data that it gets from players. So apparently, if you played Bleeding Edge in the last 5 years, all the gameplay from Bleeding Edge, every single match has been uploaded to Ninja Theory. All of them, every single one. It's in their user agreement. And so they use all the data they have from every match ever played online, and they feed it to this AI, and they tell this AI, okay, we need you to make this game. And the AI studies all that data, and it looks at all the matches and all the data and everything, and it's able to replicate that game, like pretty much 1-to-1, like really close to the game. Like it looks like the game, it runs like the game, and the AI is even able to like mimic players' actions. So, like, they can pit it against humans, and the AI can play like a human. Like it'll react like a human. Like it does things like a human player would do. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
that's just the way it works.
Even
And
though the game was crap, it still sounds cool the way they explain it.
it's not that the only reason the game is crap, but this is just an AI.
Yeah, I mean,
They have
yeah,
this
referring to
AI.
Bleeding Edge. Yeah,
DEI can be taught on any game. It could be taught on Call
Sure.
of Duty. It could be taught on Battlefield. It could be taught on the next Skyrim or the next Elder Scrolls, the next Fallout game, the next anything. This AI could be used to make games.
Yeah. Because how often do we sit here and say, "Oh, the AI was stupid," right? Like all the time, don't we? Right? The AI is
Yeah.
dumb in this one. Yeah.
Monster Hunter Wilds. The other news: Monster Hunter Wilds is receiving great Metacritic scores. Universal Meta score for it is 90. Most websites are giving it 90, 90, 100. A lot of hundreds here. A lot of 90s. 170.
Hell gave it a 70.
Yeah, I'm looking at.
What the hell? Like, no, like I didn't expect anything less. I'm trying to think of I thought it was the last one, like 2 got a 90 as well.
Yeah, I'm definitely buying this game when it comes out this week.
The one that came out on what the hell was it? The one that came out for the Switch.
Yeah.
The time exclusive
what-
one. Yeah.
Yeah, I forget what it was called. The Monster Hunter. This one is Wild. What was that one? That was called.
It was after Worlds or whatever. Yeah.
After Worlds. Yeah, whatever it was. Rise.
Yes. So
A lot of
all
places are
good
giving
stuff.
it an 8 out of 10, 7 out of 10, 6 out of 10. But I'm thinking it's going to be a good game. I'm definitely going to be playing this week when it comes out. I'm looking forward to it. I'm definitely hyped for that one.
Yeah, I see a lot of people in there that are like, "Hey, man, like I did the review, 110 hours, fucking loved every minute of it." So yeah, I'm like, sweet, sound like a must buy.
Yeah, yep. Other news, real quick, I guess, last piece of news that I have for you is people have been caught streaming Assassin's Creed Shadows a month ahead of its release. And yeah, I don't know how they got a copy of the game, but they did.
I think it
And,
was, I don't know what country it was, but it was in another country, a different country than the US. I know that. Yeah,
Yeah.
that they released them early, physical copies of it. So yeah, like keep an eye out for that if you don't want any real spoilers or whatever. I'm sure it's all been taken down, especially with YouTube if it's on there. I'm sure people are going to slip it by. Just
Yeah.
saying new Assassin's Creed or whatever. Like, yeah, if you want spoilers. I've got one here, Jesus. Like, I'm just going to go down. So,
Hmm.
Xbox Game Pass. This one's I'm a little excited for because you've got Balatro, right? That's Mayo's game, and I know a lot of people love card games. You know what? Now that it's on Game Pass, I can't. I just have to try it, right? And see what all the hype is about, even though I'm not into card games. But I don't think I'm gonna like it, but I'm gonna try it anyway. And then Rogue Trader, right? Which is Warhammer Rogue Trader. I was telling Ghost Nico about that. I was like, what do you think, Dave? This game's like $28 or $32. It's on sale. And I want to say this one is turn-based combat, right? Like a isometrical or top-down. Yeah, so I've always wanted to pick this game up even when it came out, and I just never pulled the trigger on it. So sweet, now I get to actually play it. So
What game?
Rogue Trader. So yeah, this is I'm like, oh, awesome, man. I actually get to so that's now it's downloaded, it's ready to go next time I play for PC game. Or I assume it's probably on just Game Pass in general, so it doesn't have to be PC, but yeah, I've got some Balatro news for you guys out there, especially for Mayo. So Balatro finally escapes its stupid 18 age rating PEGI promise, a more granular set of classification criteria for gambling-themed games in the future. So one of the most head-scratching video game ratings of all times has finally been changed as game rating organization Pan-European Game Info, PEGI for short, has decided that the indie card game sensation Balatro is not 18 plus after all. The PEGI 18 rating for the game Balatro has been changed to PEGI 12, following a successful appeal submitted by publisher Sold Out Sales and Marketing. The PEGI website now says the complaints board concluded that although the games explains the various hands of poker, the Rogue Deck-like builder game contained mitigated fantastical elements that warranted a PEGI 12 rating. So PEGI also announced today that Luck Be Landlord, the slot machine roguelike that inspired Balatro, has been given a PEGI 12 rating, down from PEGI 18. So for essentially the same reason, although the game features a slot machine mechanic, there was no specific transferable gambling skills that can therefore be rated PEGI 12. So yeah, that's cool. That's cool. I think, I guess it'll get to more eyeballs now, being in there, especially on some under 18 account whether it be on Steam or Xbox, PlayStation.
Yeah. Last piece of news that I have for you, ladies and gentlemen, is GTA 5 news. GTA 5 on March 4th will be adding ray tracing and graphical enhancements to GTA 5. That's what they announced. Rockstar said that this is going to be a patch to add ray tracing and better graphics to GTA 5 on the PC. Finally, after years of no ray tracing, we're going to finally get it on GTA 5.
Oh, nice. Awesome.
To take advantage of this, you're going to need a minimum of a GeForce RTX 3060 or an AMD Radeon RX 6600 XT. You're going to need 105 gigs of direct storage or whatever, like whatever. An AMD Ryzen 5 or a Intel Core i5, and that's it. But yeah, ray tracing's coming to GTA 5, Gunny.
So what is okay, so let me ask you, I assume if you don't have those things, you can just continue to play the game? Is that the way it works? It doesn't have to be updated to that?
Those,
what if you only have a 1070?
Well, then you can still play it, but without ray tracing.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
But apparently, I'm looking at screenshots that they released of what it looks like with the ray tracing and without it. And the ray tracing, it looks dope, dude. It looks really nice. It looks really good in GTA 5. So
sweet.
It's kind of crazy that they're barely releasing that now when GTA 6 is right around the corner. But I guess it's finally they just had time. I guess I don't know. I don't know why so late.
I would think when I think I always think financially. I know that they think financially, right? Is it financially feasible to do this? Yeah. How much is it going to cost us?
It's not about money. They make billions of dollars on GTA 5. I don't think it's the money. I think it's just they didn't care. They're whatever. I think doing this, though, will get players to launch GTA 5 and start thinking, oh, man, this game is so good. I want GTA 6 now. I can't wait for GTA 6. It builds hype, dude. It builds more hype.
Yeah.
I think it's all it is hype. They're just how do we generate hype without releasing another trailer? Well, how about we update our old game and make people replay it and launch it with ray tracing and see how good it looks? And now they could think about how good GTA 6 is going to look because GTA 6 will have ray tracing at launch.
Yeah. And, we're still going to see a lot of players still playing GTA 5 when 6 comes out, right? Before they transition over. Smart move, right? That's for sure.
Yeah.
One other thing, Jesus, real quick. So ID at Xbox, that happened today.
I don't care. Nobody cares, Gunny. Xbox is fucking lame.
I know, but there are some people out there that are going to play these for the achievements.
Oh, God,
so these are I don't want to call these announcements, but they do have some. Well, they've got some dates. So you got Tim Popo that launches in April. You've got Wax Heads that launches in the summer of 2026.
Everyone cares about Wax Heads.
Dude, Wax Heads is going to be dope. I'm not even going to play GTA 6. I'll be playing Wax Heads. You've got Tron Catalyst that launches in June. So it's Tron, man. Come on, you got to play Tron. Liza, man. I'm going to skip Liza P. That's just a trailer. Revenge of the Savage Planets. I never even played the first one. I got that. Me and Ryan, Game Share, whatever, bought it. And I never fucking played the first one. So yeah, I probably won't be playing Revenge of the Savage Planet. Patapon Rataton launches in 2025. Suda 51 in Swery's Hotel Barcelona looks bonkers. So maybe there was no date on that one. Rock Beats let you embody an animal rock band. That sounds sick, dude. No. Yeah. So there's your kind of lineup, man. There's your lineup for the ID at Xbox.
I don't care. These indie titles I don't give a fuck. Announce to me when they're coming to Steam and I'll care.
No, you know what the best part is about any of these indie titles, right? What's that one that Ryan really liked? But that one had a lot of hype to it. I was thinking of that cartoony one. But when other people play them, Jesus, and then they tell us that they're super fucking good, that's when we go play them.
Yeah, that's usually
they get enough hype, right?
But I don't really care, dude. I don't have the time for indie titles. I have too much time being taken up by the AAA games that we have to talk about all the time. Yeah, I don't care. I don't care about indie titles. They're not relevant.
For me though, I have no shame when I talk about playing Brotato. Even though, like, what's to talk about that game? What is there? You're a fucking potato in a fucking battle royale
Yeah.
game.
I
Yeah,
mean,
every time that's what you are. But I don't know.
I guess Norland is an indie title, but is it really an indie title? I mean, they're the fuckers that made.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's a
now you
PC
know
indie.
if you didn't realize, Norland is made by the people who
It's,
made Manor Lords. Yeah, yeah. Look at that, Gunny.
oh, there's another
The
game I need
people,
to go back to.
the people who made Manor Lords are the people who made Norland. So the
Yeah,
same
that
developer.
game looks really good. I need to go back now that I got this new rig and install and play that game.
Yeah, the same developer or whatever made those two games. John
That's a
Hooded Horse, whatever the fuck they're called, the Hooded Knight or Hooded Horse,
yeah. They probably
whatever the
added a
fuck.
lot of shit to it. That's a good god game right there.
Same developer, bro. That's crazy. They're updating Manor Lords and they're updating Norland at the same time, and they're working on their other shit that they're working on.
Nice.
I know for a fact that what's the other team? The one that made Bomber Crew just announced that like they have a demo out for their new game called Badlands, and that looks like like a game for like it looks like Bomber Crew, but it's set on like think of like Mad Max. So you have a semi truck that you have to like build, and like you have like your gunner, your driver, your fucking guy playing the drums on the back, and like you have
Nice.
all these like people like yeah like you're in like Mad Max world and you have to like survive like driving
Are
through
you
the desert.
are you eating spray paint or whatever? Like
I
it's shooting
wonder,
out of your
yeah, I
mouth?
wonder.
Yeah.
Eating spray paint and
There's
fucking
some fucking
trying to get the gas or whatever. Fucking,
80s
I don't know what the
punk
fuck.
music. Yeah.
Yeah, like, but I know there's like a drummer set. You can like, you have a guy in the back with the drummer set and the guitar on fire and shit. Like, you have all that. It's fucking sick. I can't wait to play the demo. I just saw that today. Um, but yeah, big announcement that I have is tomorrow I'm going to be a guest on VGO. This has been something that I planned to do for a while, but the time has finally come. So if you want to listen to it live, you can. You can find it on Twitch. Uh, I think their Twitch is called VGO. I'm not 100% sure. Is that what it's
Yeah.
called?
Video Game
Okay.
Outsiders.
Yeah, find it. Find it on Twitch. They'll be live. It begins at 7, I believe. It goes till 9 p.m. Pacific, which is like what, 9 to 11 Central or whatever. Or Eastern, I guess.
Yes.
And then yeah, so do that if you want to watch me or listen to me live on VGO. I'll be playing some games hopefully before then to talk about with them. A lot of the games I'll be talking about will be some of the games I talked about today, but of course I'll be talking about them with Michelle and John. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to being on their podcast. They're a cool group of people, and of course I know Matt. Matt's hella cool. So I'm gonna be replacing him for tomorrow's show, and we'll see how that
Drop the
goes.
Canadian.
We'll see how that goes, man. I'm looking forward to it, though. So yeah, shout out to VGO. Thank you for having me on as your guest, and hopefully it all goes well tomorrow, and we're able to record on time, and everything goes good.
Sweet.
Yeah. But you can find the Mayo on everything as the Mayo01 or the Mayo or on Steam or the Mayo on Discord. You can find me on everything as Jesus Walks a Lot. I am definitely Jesus Walks a Lot. I want to say on everything. Like everywhere. I'm Jesus Walks a Lot. Like on everything, dude. Like everything.
Jesus, I was telling somebody about our podcast and I go, yeah, like that. I said, we go by gamer tags and everything, and he's Jesus Walks a Lot. Jesus Walks a Lot. What? This is his actual gamer tag? And I'm like, yeah, that's it. He walks a lot and he talks a lot. That's it. You got it.
I always get random people in Call of Duty making fun of it, or like I always get like there's always the Call of Duty people like, what the fuck, Jesus Walks a Lot? That's kind of funny. I always hear them talking in the lobby about my name.
Yeah.
Jesus Walks a Lot. That's a funny name. Or I hear people like in Delta Force making fun of my name, playing the Black Hawk Down campaign. Oh, Jesus Walks a Lot.
You need
What
to
the
run.
hell?
You need to run, Jesus.
I guess Jesus did walk a lot, huh? Yeah. So I always get the comments about people talking about Jesus Walks a Lot all the time. So yeah, find me literally on everything as Jesus Walks a Lot. I am on Discord. I am on Facebook. I am on Instagram. I'm on Twitter. I'm on.
Are you in TikTok? You have the TikTok, right?
I don't have TikTok. I just don't like. I mean, I'm not a big fan of TikTok. Honestly, I don't. I watch TikToks. I have the app, but I have the app because people send me TikToks. So I'll just like
Yeah, me too.
I'll watch it when people send me something, but I don't like use it personally for like anything at all. Like at all.
Yeah, I like the Instagram.
Right. I use Instagram quite a bit. Yeah, I like the reels on there. It's funny, all that shit. But like, yeah, TikTok, not a huge fan. But it's easy to watch. I'll give it that. Like you can sit there. Like one day I got on TikTok. Somebody sent me a video, and I was on there for like an hour, 2 hours, just watching videos, dude. I don't know what the fuck. I went down this rabbit hole of like what's it called? The Appalachia Mountains or something. I went down a rabbit hole on that shit, like about how people like close their curtains at night, and like if you're ever in the Appalachian Mountains, Gunny, and you hear someone say your name, don't respond to that thing because it's not a person, Gunny. It's not a person. So like, no, like not even kidding, dude. Like at night, supposedly,
Yeah.
the people that live in that area, like at night, they don't go outside. They have to close their like on their windows, they close their blinds and their curtains because apparently if you don't close your curtains at night, like the what are they called? Like the skin crawlers or whatever, the fucking Appalachia creatures or whatever show up at your window. Like,
they eat humans.
Yeah, they try to get in your house, but they look like people.
Hey,
but
this
they're
might
not
tie
people.
in. This might tie in
Yeah.
because I have not watched one episode of it, but my wife is hooked on it. It's a TV show called From. But it's something. Yeah, like do not fucking go outside at night or something. Yeah, don't open your windows. I don't know. Might be the
Yeah, man. Like
Appalachians.
I was reading something about like the Appalachians and like how like people like out there like they don't like at night you're not supposed to be out in the woods by yourself. Like if you're by yourself, be like really careful. Like always like never respond to anything that like if you're like in a tent sleeping and you hear someone outside, like don't acknowledge it. Like don't like if. Like, don't try to open your eyes. Don't try to look at it. Don't try to acknowledge it. Like,
What
all
if it
kinds
offers
of
you free
crazy
beer or
shit.
cookies? Like I don't know.
No,
if I
bro.
would
Like, I'm telling you, man.
be able to
Gunny,
resist.
listen. A lot of times people say, like, the creatures, if they get in your house, they'll try to mimic, like, someone that knows you. Like, they'll try to mimic your wife or your mom or your dad. Like, if you're a kid and you're home by yourself and you're upstairs and you hear your mom calling for you downstairs, but you know your mom's at work or something, they're like, don't fucking, like, try to go downstairs. Like, lock your fucking door and stay in your room because, like, that's a mimic trying to get you to go downstairs.
Okay, but what if she's being mauled by a bear downstairs? Are you going to be like, I'm not falling for that trick. You ain't my real mama.
No, so a lot of times it's
Come
like
on now.
people will like hear their name being called out, but they know their parent is not home. Like they hear like, hey, like Gunny, come downstairs, dinner's ready.
Shit out there, you know?
Like Gunny, come downstairs, dinner's ready. And you're like, wait a minute, my wife's not home. Like, who the fuck is calling my name? Like, you know, like at first they'll think, oh yeah, that's my wife. Like you automatically say, yeah, I'll be there in a minute. But then you think about it and you're like, oh fuck, like nobody's home. Like I'm by myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's crazy, bro. That Appalachia shit is fucking wild, man. Like I went down a rabbit hole on that fucking shit. That motherfucking shit is creepy as hell. I don't know why anyone would want to live out there. That's like near Mayo, isn't it? Like the Appalachia bullshit out there.
Yeah.
Like
no,
the
I don't
East
know if he's out
Coast.
that far.
It's in the East Coast, isn't it? Like by Virginia or some shit, or Kentucky or Tennessee or some shit.
Down
Somewhere
there in
out
Ghost Nico's neighborhood, yeah.
Yeah, Ghost Nico probably knows about that shit. All them East Coasters probably know about that shit, man. Like some weird shit out there, man. Weird shit. I'm telling you. Fucking them Appalachians got monsters in them and stuff. I don't know.
Crazy stuff. You know what, guys? I'm safe here in California. Go find me. Gamer tag, Gunny Chief on everything. Steam, Xbox, all that stuff. Steam.
And share us with your friends and family. Share this podcast. I want to see that this podcast was shared 10,000 times on Spotify this week. That's what I want to see.
Put it on the Twitter X.
On everything
on
you
the
can think of. Copy links and share them all out. Share the links to everybody on Reddit, on YouTube, on everything you can think of. Share the links on Snapchats. on Instagram stories. I want to see this shit everywhere. Everywhere, Gunny. All right?
Everywhere. God damn it.
Anyways, we're out of here. Peace out, Brussels sprouts. We'll catch you on the next edition of the Horrible Gamers podcast.
Bye.
And definitely be playing some motherfucking Monster Hunter this week. Get at me, Night Prawn. I know you'll be playing it.
Oh, yeah. He's
Bye,
going to be
everyone.
playing it.
Bye. Peace out. Bye.